my fellow Americans. It is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then, who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows it. Cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。
Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel stupid?
冰淇淋，最就我最喜欢。
见了没？
所以现在是差不多一样，冰淇淋再见。
A rich old man had two such different sons. Eli spoke with Bible raised and Billy spoke with guns. Daddy bloodshed left a will and Eli said that's fair, but Billy said no, let's fight it out so I can get your share. May the best man win. May the best man win. May the best man win. Said, folks, let's work it out by setting up a race. And everyone said, poor preacher man, he'll fall right on his face. Eli was a city boy, and Billy knew the land. Please don't go the school mom bed. But I took a stand. May the best man win. May the best man win. May the best man win.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Friday night, just got back from the range where it was 9 degrees outside. But, you know, maybe the people who control the weather, whoever they might be, if they could turn it up a little bit. It's cold. Tomorrow it's supposed to be -4. It's making shooting more obnoxious. But speaking about shooting obnoxious people, we've got Richard, Jake, Logan, and Renan. How's everybody's night going?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Voice changer and music is something else, but going well.
Yeah, good. You liking it? Is it good? I can't hear it, so for me it's perfect.
It's a bit distracting.
It's kind of overwhelming my autism.
Yeah, it really is.
Fine. I'll turn it off.
Oh my gosh, I can hear myself think again.
Oh, dude, was there like actual background music to that? Was it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Was it angelic?
Very.
Was it quiet? Okay. Was it?
I don't know if I call it angelic.
Nice. Dagoth trip. True. Yes, that was the deity FX on voice mod. So, yeah, similar to that. All right. Well, would you guys like to play a game to start the stream?
Would you like to play a game?
Yes. Well, it's gonna be interesting. So, top 10 anti-Semite list is out. It's not finalized yet. You have 1 week to finish voting for the 2025 anti-Semite of the year.
Hey, if one of us aren't on the list, we failed.
Well, listen, there's still time, okay? So this is where there's some audience interaction for the voting, okay? Because some of us are going to need some help actually making the list. Now, take a guess. See if we can. Who's in the top 10? Any ideas from you guys?
Tucker
Gotta be
Carlson.
Kanye.
Probably Candace Owens is in there.
Definitely.
All right. So far, only one of you is correct. Only one. You got to get a couple more. A couple other suggestions out there. Top anti-Semite 2025.
Hassan Piker.
Hassan Piker is not on the list. Nick Fuentes is
Fuentes.
also not. Fuentes is not on the list.
Not on the
Are any,
list. That's
on
crazy.
the list.
Can I ask for a hint?
Podcaster. Lots of podcasters.
Oh, I was gonna ask, are there any world leaders on that list?
No. No world leaders.
Well,
A
that's
bunch of these guys are no names, unheard of. All of the work that I've done this year, and I don't even know half these people. Unbelievable. Nope, Nick Fuentes, no Ian Carroll. Ooh, Joshua got one.
Goyface McGoy.
Well, I won't hold you guys out any longer. It's Tucker Carlson is currently number one.
Wild.
Now again, these are not final. Tucker Carlson somehow number one. Now that would not be my number one pick for anti-Semite. I think he's probably bribing judges, honestly, to get that high in the rankings.
Gotta be.
Mrs. Rachel, never heard of her. Guy
No idea who
Christensen,
that is.
never heard of her. Marcia Gross, just a natural reaction to a woman that looks like that. Never heard of her. Bryce
Damn.
Mitchell, MMA fighter, mega based. Okay, he deserved it. Top 5, accurate. Cynthia Nixon, Nixon last name, but no idea who she is. Chunk Wigger, is on the list. I mean, I think that's fine. Although he's more like pro-Palestine than anti-Israel or anti-Semite. So I think that's what a lot of these people are. They just happen to be pro-Palestine, anti-genocide, which
They
for
get
some
lumped in.
reason, makes them anti-Semitic. It's like, who? And then Anna Kasparian, number 8. Now I would have swapped those around. I would have put Anna a little bit higher than Chunk Wigger, but Stu Peters, Kala Walsh, no idea. Literally who's, a group of literally who's, 4 people that I even know who they are.
I don't
It's
know why,
wildly
but
put.
the name Stu Peters sounds vaguely familiar. I can't place it, but it sounds familiar.
I'm sure they're podcasters or political commentators, or some of them are journalists that have some integrity. But now
Is this-
the link for this is from stopantisemitism.org, which you can go check out. Holding anti-Semites accountable. Top 3 finalists so far: Tucker Carlson, Bryce Mitchell, Stu Peters. Again, I don't know who Stu Peters is. However, you can vote right now.
Is
You
there
can
a
vote
write-in?
for which one of these. There should have been write-ins. Now, if we look at the previous winners, 2024 was Candace Owens.
Candace.
2023, Rashida Tlaib. Kanye West, 2022.
There's Kanye.
Didn't even make, he's fallen off. Didn't even make the top 10 in 2025. And then a bunch of other people, Ilhan Omar. Yeah, it's really just like, who's the pro-Palestine crowd is really what this is. Not really anti-Semitic, okay? They're really discriminating against the true anti-Semites out there. Once again, most oppressed group on the planet is anti-Semites.
I think that one of the effects of this list that they don't realize is that all of these, like Tucker Carlson is like so middle of the road.
I know.
Like for him to be like, oh, he's the biggest anti-Semite. You know what that sounds like to me if I'm just like average Joe Blow? Sounds
Mhm.
like there's not a lot of it sounds like there's not a lot of anti-Semitism right now, right? It's like, oh, this is your biggest concern, right?
Yeah,
Or,
it's like you
these
have
types of people.
generic Christians don't murder people in Palestine. People are like, that's your top anti-Semite. It's like, okay, not particularly exciting, but light spore yearning for Jake's toes. Dude, I like how
Not
fast they
gonna
changed.
happen, Buster.
I like how fast they changed their names on Ko-Fi. But I mean, yeah, kind of a disappointing list, to be honest. All of the work that I've done this year to not even be mentioned in the top 10. No Nick Fuentes, no Kanye, although Kanye is again fallen off. None of the other cool people. Really missing out on a lot of opportunities.
Who did you say made that list again?
This is stopantisemitism.org. Holding anti-Semites accountable. So if you go to their website, let me pull it back up. If you go to their website, you can look up extremist groups. So it has all of the, the Students for Justice in Palestine, a few other people reports. It'll do all the other nonsense stuff. It'll have like a collection of all the anti-Semitism on college campuses, all the events that they say to boycott, blah, blah, blah. Of course, there's a donate link. Anti-Semite of the year voting, which is what we want. Can we get an what about anti-Semite of the week? Is this a better list? No. Hodge Twins. Okay, Hodge Twins are moving up. Kanye West Part 2. Okay. Anybody else?
Who
No?
was there by Kanye?
Was that Hodge Twins? Macklemore. That's a name I haven't heard of in like a decade. Kanye West, Sneeko, and the Hodge Twins. Yeah, still not a great list though. Ian Carroll is up there, so he's up there of the week. Dan Bilzerian, okay. That's an odd collection of individuals we have here for anti-Semite of the week. John Cusack. Okay.
It's just tons of
Hassan
people
Piker. Hassan Piker's on page 4. Candace Owens also on page 4. Falling off. Got to step up their anti-Semitism game. But speaking about stepping up your game, people fool around. They do a little silly stuff. This is from ICE.gov. Reminder: threatening to assault, murder, or interfere with a federal agent is a felony. Just for everybody out there in the chat who likes to Fed post, just a little reminder that might get you in some hot water at some future point in time, especially if you make direct threats against your local ICE agents.
What if it's in Minecraft?
Well, in Minecraft is like saying no homo after making a gay joke. All right, it pretty much clears you of everything. If somebody would have told this guy ahead of time that he should have ended every sentence in Minecraft, he probably wouldn't be arrested with the backwards facing female ICE officer. They always do this. They're like the one chick in the group. It's like, hey, can you pose backwards with the perp?
Yeah, they should have zoomed out a little bit to get better coverage.
They missed it. Yeah, they used to do it on purpose where there's like, get the thick girl. They had the one thick girl that they would put in all the photos. Logan Murphin of go ahead.
I was going to say, this is the last attractive woman you're going to touch before getting touched by dudes.
What's actually really funny about that, you say that, he goes from protesting ICE and all of this to getting touched in jail by those exact same types of people. So have fun with that, buddy. Maybe you'll come out the other side. You'll come out the other side wanting to be an ICE agent, understanding the wrongs of your ideology. Logan Murphin of Tulsa, Oklahoma has been charged with 10 counts after posting on social media that federal agents need to be gunned down, shot, and executed. Welcome to the find out stage, Logan. Yeah. Just a
funny.
little oopsie.
It was funny. I saw this post earlier today, and I think Vintage reposted it on Twitter. I only read the last sentence at first. Freaked me out a little.
Oh, what?
Yeah, just the last sentence is like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, welcome to the pain game, Logan. Yeah, it is. The Reddit phenotype here is undefeated, and this is of course Vintage Warfare, who you should all go follow on X. Yeah, literally, really, life really do be imitating art, and it is the Reddit mod face, bone structure, weight, getting arrested by the Latini ice baddie. Say la vie. But speaking of getting arrested with silly things, this is the Sam Hyde clip. You put this in here, Richard. So this is, modifying your firearms, which we all tend to do. It's a fun little thing that people can engage in if they want to, but it can land you in some silly hot water with all the various things that you can do.
Customize their guns.
Oh, here we go. That was loud.
When guys customize their guns, I always just imagine the gun being shown as evidence in court. I'm Magazine Rick! And it's like got a skull.
Yeah, so dolling up your favorite rifle and your favorite slogans ain't gonna look good. Ain't gonna look good on your arraignment. It's just, it signals to a jury. No, really not. Yeah, when you get visited by the federal agent saying, hey, about this thing you posted online, not gonna look good. Not gonna look good when you have kill all cops or something on your on your blaster painted on there. Skulls, crossbones, Punisher skulls, probably not the best thing to be arrested with, even if it's like a totally justified self-defense shooting. Anything that a prosecuting attorney or a civil attorney can use against you in a court of law for wrongful death or for murder or for whatever it might be. It's not only is it silly and, you know, cringe in a way, because like people that like put stickers all over their stuff, kind of like it reminds me of like an anime wrap on a vehicle. It's like the person who owns this car is just a hyper degenerate, and I'm sure there's like 4 people in the chat that are very upset by that statement. But it's the same thing when you do silly stuff like this to serious weapons. Now, if it's just a meme gun and it's funny, like what is it, the Glong that PSR makes with that 3D printed thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Is it based or is it cringe? Just kind of depends.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Depends on the context. Okay, if the person with the cringe stickers does something based, then it's based. But if it's just he gets sent to prison for Fed posting, then it's cringe, right? Jake doesn't shoot, so he can put as many. Ah, it's true. Yeah, very true. Jordan Jareb in the house. Hope you're doing well.
So true.
Yeah.
You're a killing machine. Kill all. You're like whatever you write on your gun, you're not helping yourself
Even
out.
if it's a pink Glock, it's like, oh, so you think it's fun?
Yeah, don't write anything on your gun.
It's not Call of Duty. Don't customize with.
Ooh, what is this? Or that is a cursed gun. We should have just pulled that image up by itself. Yuck. That's like a.
That's one of those
bullpup AK chassis.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at that Soviet hammer and sickle on there. You can tell the BMI of the guy who uses that.
Wait, that's a bullpup SK. Is that a bullpup SKS?
Yes, that looks like a bullpup SKS.
No.
Unless my eyes deceive me, with a bayonet out front. A red 3D printed bullpup chassis. Yeah. Wonderful.
Right. I can CQB.
I need it shorter for CQB, so I added a 10-inch bayonet on the end.
This is how we will fight the fascists.
Yeah, bullpup SKS kit. All right. Well, speaking about fighting fascists, or no, maybe we shouldn't do that. Fighting hair loss, fighting fascists. Oh, these are good. Should we talk about? This one's kind of boring. We're gonna put that off to the end. But how about fighting gay politicians? This was not exactly on my radar, but this was from Sean Ryan, who, you know, CIA spook, has some really wacky guests on his show who just kind of say things, and his generic response is, "Wow, no way, really? Oh, so you're saying, yeah, all right, no kidding, it's crazy." You know, as somebody spouting off something about like a nuclear facility in Antarctica that can beam the voices of your dead ancestors into your brain or something like that. Mega based, if true. Very, very real pilled. But yeah, probably just not super.
When it turns out the guy's just a janitor.
Yeah, and and he was there for like one rotation or something like that. And yeah, Sean is a DARPA asset. Well, I mean, once a CIA spook, I mean, always a CIA spook, right? So I don't necessarily think that he's particularly trustworthy in all things. However, I think that it is even funnier when one federal asset fights another federal asset. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, just go at it. Now, Dan Crenshaw, how would you guys describe Dan Crenshaw? Israel's greatest congressman?
That's a fair description of him.
He's a pirate. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just say Israel's greatest pirate.
Israel's greatest pirate. Never look into a glory hole in Tel Aviv. Let me tell you.
How do you think he lost his eye?
Ooh. Now, keep in mind that Sean Ryan gives
that
away a SIG pistol to every single guest that he has on.
No, he does not.
Just about.
It's actually pretty sporadic.
He has.
It's less than I thought it would be.
He has some deal with SIG.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of deal, but it's not like a constant thing. It's not like the gummy bears, because I mean, obviously, there's some people who just don't want guns, and some people who can't have guns because of where they live. But
Or
it is
felons
super
or
cringe.
whatever else.
Or felons. I do have a question. Is Sean Ryan half Asian? Can we get a fact check on
Yes,
that?
Yes,
he is.
he's half Asian. Yeah.
Okay.
He is
Yes.
half Japanese.
Was it Japanese or Korean?
We need Josh
maybe-
here.
Maybe
Josh is really
we
good at
need our
figuring
we
these
need our
things out.
Asian expert.
I
Well, it's
think they're
either
both the same thing after World
Japanese
War
or
II.
Korean. Right. Because what's the other one? Mike Glover. He's half something.
I think Glover is the one who's half Korean, and then Tu Lam is the one who's half Vietnamese or full Vietnamese.
I mean, listen, you're either jungle Asian or you're island Asian. Okay, that's you got two types as far as I'm
There's
concerned.
a third type. There's Arctic Asian.
Yeah, those guys are
Sean's
weird.
one of those anime Asians.
Yeah.
I want to address something directly with all of you who've supported this show and made it what it is today. On December 9th, 2025, I received a legal demand letter from lawyers representing Congressman Dan Crenshaw. They are threatening to sue me for defamation because of comments I made on my podcast about a message that he sent me. They want me to remove content, issue a public apology, and stop talking about him. I'm not going to do any of that. Let me give you full context.
Now that's a really, really stupid thing to do, to give the second biggest podcaster, third biggest podcaster, one of the bigger podcasts out there for sure, especially in our sphere. I think undoubtedly the biggest podcaster in like the 2A Tacta Brovet sphere for sure.
I think he flip flops around because he was at number one. I think he kind of floats around in the top 5 somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, huge name, right? So trying to silence like the biggest name in the industry or one of the biggest names in the industry, not going to work out too well if you're trying to keep a low profile. So this is kind of what it's about. Dan Crenshaw's net worth before entering Congress was estimated around $400K. Not too bad for a retired military guy, right? Probably a book deal, something else in there. Some consulting work, who knows? This estimation includes his time after leaving the military and before his political career began in earnest. As of 2024, so 3 years later, on $174,000 a year salary, which is not that much money, right? 174K sounds like that's a decent wage for most people, or depending on where you live, right? It's a good amount of money. However, he's now at about $4.4 million through some of the best investments of all time. I feel like there's just a consulting firm that does investing work for all of these politicians, and they're just told what to buy, when to buy it, when to sell, and they just make a bunch of money, right?
Those are called congressional aides, sir.
Yeah, well, congressional aides is how he lost his eye. It's different. But yeah, it's you do the right things, you vote the right ways, you get the right kickbacks and the good stock buys and all that sort of fun stuff. And now he's worth, $5 million roughly. Give it another couple years and he'll be worth $20 million, because that's just how it seems to work out. The longer you are in Congress and in the Senate, you just make more and more and more and more money, even though your salary never changes for the most part.
So you can judge for yourself. What I originally said a while back, I commented on my show.
Jordan Jareb says congressional aides is when you sleep with all the females in Congress without a condom. Well, first off, you can't spell females or condom correctly, but what makes you think it was females?
About Congressman Crenshaw throwing an extremely expensive party and the fact that he seems to have become quite wealthy during his time in Congress. I raised questions about how a congressman making
Okay, I also have to say that this is like the gayest poster I've ever seen, right? Dan Crenshaw's end of the 30s, 40th birthday party. Like, to throw yourself this extravagant birthday party to celebrate your 40. Like, this is like boomer e-girl type posting right here.
It reminds me of those like hyper specific t-shirts or something like you don't want to mess with the super special arborist or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a concert tee, right? Because essentially what it is, he's like, I'm turning 40. I'm going to throw myself the biggest birthday bash in all of the land. And it's got country music legend somebody, followed by Steve Aoki, which is like a huge DJ. So you're talking like, you know, $6-figure, $250,000 for a party. Yeah, Charlie Cox, I want that on a t-shirt. Dude, I'll print you that out. Give it to you at SHOT Show. Give you that Dan Crenshaw on a t-shirt. We have another important post. We have another important post from Charlie Cox coming up.
Flaming Dan Crenshaw's midlife crisis birthday.
Oh, dude, the fact that he's on fire too, dude. Yeah, you're not helping the Flamer AIDS allegations, bro. It's just throwing yourself a birthday. It's like, I just turned 30. It's like, okay, my life's over. I'm dead and gone, basically. Bury me now, right? So once you're past that, existential crisis, it's like every year after that, it's like just a little gayer, a little worse.
His hands in that picture,
my legs don't work.
His hands in that picture are a representation of how his crotch feels.
Probably Task Force Tater looks like what a pit bull breeder's pose. Yeah, very similar. There should be like big dogs on a chain on the front. Like, dude, yeah, I'm 40 and I'm hard AF. Let's go. Still got it. I just had hair transplants. Although it is crazy to think that Dan Crenshaw is younger than Garantham when he looks so much older. I don't know if it's the tester trend, reverse aging, but he's got more hair.
Roids will mess you up.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, another perk of being in Congress and supporting Israel, unlimited adrenochrome. Very nice.
Adrenochrome water fountain on the back.
Oh my gosh, it's just, why is the water in this building pink? Don't ask about it. Don't ask about it.
$174,000 a year can afford that kind of a lifestyle. These are legitimate questions. And to be honest, I didn't even mention Dan Crenshaw's name in that initial conversation. I just brought up the fact.
That's like me in this group of the five of us being like, gay people cause a lot of problems in society. And then Renan speaks up and he's like, hey, don't talk about me this way. And I'm like, what? I didn't even say your name, but all right, like little bit of a call out there, I guess. Like, I didn't say your name, but thanks for threatening me for that.
Self-report.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to call you out specifically. In the heat of the moment, I had to pick one of you. I picked you, Renan.
Okay.
That he was having Steve Aoki, a major DJ, spin.
Okay, real fast. Steve Aoki DJ cost. Any guess?
$30,000 per show.
It's going to be something.
I would say
200,000.
Like 70.
Oh, bro, dude, it is a year's salary for Darren Crenshaw. $150,000 up to $300,000.
Wow.
So just Steve Aoki, not including the venue and everything else and the other artists there for his 40th birthday party, upwards of $300,000.
We call congressmen and politicians thieves, so maybe Stevie Aoki is the real thief here. Maybe
I mean, he peddles music to retards. Like,
yeah,
that's great.
That's his job.
At the end of the day, he is taking the money from us, so that is a little bit cringe because we're funding these retards. But I mean, like, he's getting his bag, and all he has to do is like finger a keyboard for 2 hours, right?
I have a sneaking suspicion that money did not come from us. It probably just came from AIPAC.
Well, actually, okay. How much?
Where'd that money come from, Jake?
Well,
where do you think they get their money from?
Okay, now I am actually
Larry
curious. AIPAC donations to Dan Crenshaw. So actually, funny you say that. AIPAC has donated. Could you turn that off, please? AIPAC has donated $220,000 to Dan Crenshaw's campaign. So actually, they did pay for Steve Aoki, right? They did. So that's good.
Now, is that total contributions or?
It says total.
Okay.
At least that's according to AIPAC tracker. It says 220K. Now, are there other backdoor deals, literally and metaphorically, that goes on in these? Maybe an SDI sponsorship? Who knows, right? Stock dealings and all this other stuff. Like, if a guy's like, hey, you just do this thing for me, you push for this bill. Oh, by the way, you should really buy into this stock. Completely unrelated, bro. and then you do that and it quintuples in the next year, right? It's like that doesn't count as a payment, but like you knew, or your consultant knew, or your financial advisor who happens to be beating the market by 5x knew, right? So even it's not direct contributions, these guys make a lot of money in a lot of different ways.
Oh, I'm sure Dan Crenshaw is very familiar with backdoor deals.
Oh dear.
He loves giving them and
He's
receiving.
a very, very generous man.
Then at his party. And then, let's fast forward a couple years and they got Steve Aoki
Here comes everybody in
DJing
the
their
comments
40th
saying
birthday
wood.
party.
So wood? Why? Oh, is there a girl about to come up on screen?
Yes.
How does that happen?
I don't have firsthand experience in this. I have often questioned the same thing.
These are legitimate questions. Multiple news outlets have reported on concerns about congressional insider trading and members of Congress, including Congressman Crenshaw, actively trading stocks while having access to non-public information that affects those very stocks.
Like, dude, if you're you guys are degenerate, dude. Woman on screen, just instant. Please.
Gay.
Notice me, Tulsi.
Dear.
Notice me, please.
Pre-fired.
Contemplate the scent. Please
awful.
stop.
Time to go
Y'all
drink
need
some bleach
Jesus.
to wipe those thoughts out of my head.
Many thoughts are revolving around in your head, Logan. Sad. Well, actually, no, I lied. No thoughts revolving around in your head. You say that, but it's just grayness. It's like different shades of gray floating around up there.
Real.
You like her hair? Okay. All right. You guys are weird, dude. All right. Oh, it's like grandma, dude.
It's
Bro.
just like a tidal wave. It's unstoppable force.
Yeah, it's never gonna end. Now, I'm actually gonna look up Nancy Pelosi's net worth because she's like done 5x the market in terms of growth on her stock portfolio.
340 mil.
So let's see. So it's funny. The top performers, number one is the inverse Kramer, just doing the opposite of whatever Kramer tells you to do, is number one. Number two is Pelosi. Is whatever Pelosi does, you do. And that's the number two stock portfolio is Nancy Pelosi.
I
That is
love
so
how good
funny.
Inverse Kramer is. It's hilarious.
It's
The Kramer
so
index
funny.
is
It's
reliable.
so funny.
If he says something, you do the opposite of it, dude.
He has to be doing it on purpose at this point.
No,
With
he's
how
just a
good it is,
retard.
it has to be on purpose.
Well,
He's
I feel
trying
like
to-
no, I feel like it is on purpose because people that trust him, he's taking money from poor people and giving it back to the market, basically, right? So he's like an agent of chaos to keep the little guys out, right? It's like the low stakes gambling area. Everybody in the low stake gambling area is losing money. Okay, a few of your high rollers will make money. A few of the very, very high end gamblers will make money, but the regular open areas for your regular customers, they're all losing. They're all losing.
Majority support, 86% of Americans support a ban on members of Congress trading stocks. You've been sort of ambivalent about something like that.
Nervously wringing his hands like, oh no, not the stock question.
Why could he possibly be against it?
Actually, I think we should be allowed to trade stocks because I've 10x'd my money in 3 years. So please, you guys, are you kidding me? She's like 4 pixels on screen.
You're talking about Dan Crenshaw here.
Yeah, I'm
Only
talking
4
about Dan Crenshaw.
pixels. Only 4 pixels, but I can fix it.
Oh, John, it's all I need.
That there is majority support, 86% of Americans support a ban on members of Congress trading stocks. You've been sort of ambivalent about something like that. I did see that a bill did make its way out of committee. Would you vote for a ban on Congress members trading stocks?
Yeah, I mean, this is like number 1,000 on my priority list of things to care about. This is one of those stupid
oh my
things that I've been dragged
gosh.
through the mud on. You know how much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market? About $20,000. And yet I've been dragged through the mud on.
You shouldn't admit to that if you're worth $4 million and you only
Yeah,
make
that makes it
100,
look even worse.
that makes it look way worse. No.
Yikes.
I take my donations in cash to my bank account. Okay, no stock. I like how annoyed he is at this question too. It's like, do you think that our politicians should not use their political office to gain money, like for their own self-financial interests? I'm so annoyed by this question. So listen, do you know how much money we have to send to Israel right now? We're sending them billions of dollars. It should be trillions. So why do you care about 4 million in my bank account? Okay.
Netanyahu told me that if I preserve Israel, he'll give me my eye back.
What I don't
He has
understand
it in
is
a jar
Holding
in
it
his
in a
office.
glass jar.
if he's only
Yeah.
got 20,000 in the stock market, why is he not willing to go ahead and say, yeah, let's just do it?
Well, his defense is like, oh, I don't care. This is such a nothing burger, such a nothing burger. It's like, well, wait a
Then it
second.
should be
You're
easy for
this
him
should
to
be
sign.
this should be an easy win, right? Because if I'm a Republican congressman, I'm like, yeah, no, all the Democrats, all the like Ilhan Omar and Nancy Pelosi, they're scamming the American public. Just look at their stock portfolio, right? They're obvious liars, obvious insider trading. They need to be arrested. Like, this is a win from a Republican side. We should push this. But he's a little defensive, which seems silly, right? Because you would think this would be like a wise political move to go after your enemies in this way.
Well, he's
right?
also
To take them down.
he's also trying to like minimize it. He's like, "Oh, is this so, like this is so low on my priority list? Like, what a minor, insignificant problem to have to address. You know, this is so stupid." And it's like, well, it's very it's almost browbeating in his response, right? He's kind of
Yeah, well, it's so look, this comment sums it up. Do you know how much money I make in not the stock market? It's like, where? Ooh, Jake. Wow, watch your tone, bro. Dude, actually, that's a good point. I never realized that his eye patch is
Misinput.
actually just a yarmulke.
You misunderstood.
If
He's
you-
telling Charlie to do that to Dan.
if he rotates it, it's right
Yeah.
on point, dude.
This as if like there's some insider trading. I just sent a letter to Fox News, a threatening letter from my lawyers, threatening them with defamation because Jesse Waters had basically insinuated that I was insider trading. Of course, it's not true. You'd be more surprised how much little information we have. This is one of those bills that, like, of course, yeah, people support it. Yeah, sure, okay. Who cares? Because I don't have I barely have anything in the market anyway. Are there a couple cases like wherein Nancy Pelosi has some very suspicious timing of her trades?
Oh, come on, bro, dude. Like her husband buying up that stock like the day before they got a government contract. Come on. It's not suspicious. It's not
funny.
lucky. It's not lucky. It's a full court shot with 0.1 seconds on the clock kind of lucky, okay? And
It's
somehow
funny
these people do
too.
it consistently.
It's funny because I bet you Dan doesn't have money in the market. He's probably not even lying. It's just his wife or his uncle.
Right,
Who's
yeah, or something,
investing.
or an investment firm,
Someone
or
else.
somebody
It's not
else,
him.
or his company, right, or his
Alliance
third shell
mission.
company off. Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't have any money in there. I don't have any money in there. By the
His
way, I said,
illegitimate
yeah,
children in Puerto Rico.
rich sketchy people love to flex lawyers. Like, listen, I have so little money, I have so little care that I'm gonna sue anybody who mentions me and insider trading. Okay, like. I'm gonna Fox News, gonna sue you. Sean Ryan, I'm gonna sue you for even insinuating that I would be rich and powerful off of my job through insider trading. Okay, all right.
Well, it
Yeah.
also it begs the question, you know, even if a law is passed, well, they're just going to do their trading through a proxy,
Other people, yeah.
which is what they do already anyway. So, like, what
Smart
can
ones do, for sure.
actually be done?
I'm not trading
right?
in the stock market. My wife is, but it's like,
Well, that's what I mean. Like, would your whole family be then banned?
Well, it probably would have to be direct family, but even then, like, what also happens with these guys is they, in their term for Congress, they get approved to the board of directors for some company, and they get a $10 million sign-on bonus. It's like, really? Like, you just get a golden parachute from this other company, like right after you get out. Seems like really good timing on your part. Yeah. You know, so it's like they have companies do the investing for them, and then they just get promoted to the board of directors or something like that, where they have a job in name only. They don't even do anything, but they collect some insane yearly salary after they get out. All that fun stuff.
That has happened. But nobody else can point any other examples out. So sure, yeah, why not? Don't let us trade stocks. How about we'll just keep whipping ourselves. How about we don't make any money either? How about like just cut our paychecks? We haven't gotten a pay raise since 2008.
Well, I mean, listen, you make what, double the median income for the United States, and also you're worth $4 million. So I don't think you guys are hurting at all. It's like even AOC had a hard time in her first year even getting an apartment in DC, right? It's like all these sort of things, and now she's a
I'd
multimillionaire.
give her an apartment.
Well,
I'd let her room with me.
She had problems getting an apartment because of her financial situation.
Credit score?
The credit score and the debt. She had a whole bunch of
Oh yeah,
student
dude.
loan
Well,
debt.
even if you're a congresswoman in this case, or senator, what is AOC? Congresswoman?
She's
Senator?
I don't know.
I forget what she is.
She
She's
used
a woman.
to be
okay.
a bartender though, and she would have
Yeah.
got major tips from me and the boys.
Yeah, no kidding. Probably more than just a tip too.
Even a COLA increase. So yeah, no, actually, no, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's make Congress a place where only the millionaires can actually afford to do the job. This is a wonderful idea.
Well, Dan, you are a millionaire after joining Congress, right? And the money doesn't come from Congress. That's the thing. You only get paid $174K a year, which is like, that's a pretty good wage for everybody. But when you factor in having to have 2 homes because of wherever you live, and then in DC, if you're in DC a lot, or renting, whatever else it might be, 174K is like it's like almost the minimum, right? So I do agree that that's like a low number for these people, although they literally somehow over the course of their careers end up making millions of dollars somehow. Not exactly sure how that works. I think we should just have to make their finances public. I think that would just make it the easiest. It's like if you want to do this stuff, all your net worth, your stock portfolio, all of it should just be public. That would make it easier.
Oh yeah.
Let's just keep doing that, because and then some it's always some member, right, who senses the populist energy and then mirrors it, believing that this is what's going to help me connect with the people. Because what do the people want? Well, they want an easy button. All my problems will be solved if there's no stock trading. All my problems will be solved if there's term limits. Yeah, but if you think about any of these things for 5.
Wait, so he's arguing against term limits and insider trading being banned in Congress, or at least more heavily regulated specifically for people in Congress. I mean, term limits sound
Why could
great
he
for senators
possibly?
and for congressmen.
These are all these things are just essentially anti-corruption steps, right? And it's like, okay, well, and like what he says about congressmen mirroring what the people want. Yeah, that's what you should do as a representative of your people. Like what your people ask for, you should mirror that. Like regardless of whether or not that's what you want, right? That's doing
Wait,
your
hold
job.
on. They're sent to represent us?
Yeah, they're supposed
Nonsense.
Yeah.
No,
No. They're literally paid to represent Israel, sir. Get it right. Get
Ah,
your facts straight, okay?
that's what I was missing. There we are.
Although, I think if there were ever a Caesar-like moment here where we get a individual strongman as a ruler dissolving Congress and the Senate, would be one of the first things to happen, for sure. It's like you have outlived your usefulness.
Whole minute.
This whole like speech from Dan Crenshaw is so disingenuous, and I don't understand how he doesn't see how tone deaf this is to every single one of his constituents. Like,
what is he? Texas?
I think so.
Is he?
Dude, it just comes across so bad. It's so bad. Like the super hyper defensive. Like,
well,
it's horrible.
It's when you're annoyed that people are asking for accountability. It makes you look so bad. All right. When
And,
people
like-
want accountability and you're so defensive and you're like, oh, these simpletons think that it'll fix their problems if they can just hold us accountable. If they give us term limits and know how we're making our money, it's like, oh gosh. Like, Danny boy, come on.
He's aspiring to be the next Nancy Pelosi minus the heavies.
Hey, you never know. Okay, it's 2025. The heavies, they're optional now. Okay,
That's
you
true.
you can get those in add-ons now. Those are DLCs now to life.
So true.
Yeah, Jake, his time in Congress is not yet up. There's still time.
Too much time. But anyways, back to Sean Ryan's side of the story. And now, as far as I'm aware, Sean Ryan didn't even mention Dan Crenshaw by name. He just mentioned these people throwing elaborate parties off of, again, $174K a year when Steve Aoki costs up to $300,000 to do your 40th birthday bash. Again, a gayer sentence has never been uttered other than that.
I'm not the only person asking these questions, but apparently I'm the one that got under Dan's skin. After I made those comments, Congressman Crenshaw sent me an Instagram message. I'm going to publish the actual screenshot.
Does Sean have crazy eyes to you? I think he's got crazy eyes. I think he's seen some things. All right. I don't know what sort of like CIA operations he had to do and the other, what sort of Faustian deal he made to be the biggest podcaster post CIA career. But
He said, "You want to fly wires?
I
You
think
like to
4
fly
hours after realizing that whatever situation him and I are in, we'd be like if we're like stuck in an elevator or stuck on an island. But 4 hours after he realizes that we're not going to get rescued, he'd eat you. Like that's the kind of vibe. Like,
oh no. Yeah.
Shot so you can see for yourself right here. Here's what it says. Hey, Sean.
Dan Crenshaw has 2.4 million followers, dude. Wait, what? Why? Is he popular with normies?
yeah, he used to be. Dan Crenshaw was I don't know, probably like 2020.
Yeah, maybe because I
He
remember there
was-
was a thing where what was it? Saturday Night Live had a thing against him, and they made fun of his service, and then he came on to Saturday Night Live, and there was like this whole big like makeup thing that they did on screen with him and
Yeah.
that other
Well,
weirdo.
he also ran the podcast circuit kind of around the same time when Tim Kennedy was running it for the first time. So I
Yeah.
think he just kind of like I'm pretty sure unironically he went on Sean Ryan's podcast.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a period where he was kind of seen as like a kind of a hardball kind of option, and but that was years ago.
that was back when we
Man.
still thought that some people could make a difference. And then we realize now that they all just go in
Yeah.
and start insider trading.
It's
Lie,
it's
cheat, and
that
steal.
it's the Western Front meme. It's like my 2016 politics versus my 2025 politics.
You have the ability to contact your fellow team guy if you've got a problem with me or have questions about how I'm getting rich. Some of my boys at 6 told me about your indirect swipe at me. From the comment you made, it sounds like you have some beliefs that are based on trendy narratives instead of facts.
Now, Brovet drama to me reads very, very similar to high school cheerleader drama. All right. It's like Cindy told me you said something mean about me behind my backs. If you want to find out what's true, then you can come speak to me at lunchtime tomorrow.
It's all ego based.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of my boys at 6. It's like my posse at 6, back when I was in the team, when I was cool. Were you cool like me? You want to talk to Team 6? Because what was Sean, Team 2 or something? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're about to talk about even more delicate egos in just a minute. Don't you worry. It gets worse.
Now, let me be clear about what I saw when I read that message. A sitting United States congressman who happens to be a former Navy SEAL sent me a message saying, my boys at 6 told me about my criticism of him. My boys at 6. That means SEAL Team 6, development group, the most elite special operations unit in the United States military and arguably the world. When I received that message,
Is it just me, or are the known Team 6 members like the most cringe post service?
Yes.
Like, undoubtedly the most cringe post service.
Honestly, I'd rather talk to a Stolen Valor SEAL Team 6 member.
I'm gonna use that line when I Stolen Valor. True, dude. My boys at Team 6 told me what you were talking about me behind my back.
Honestly, Charlie has more pedigree than most of the actual SEAL Team 6 veterans.
It's true. Team 6
Somebody
will never be
clip
CAG.
that.
They tried to CAG. They tried to CAG, but they devgrid instead. Aw.
message, in the context of me criticizing him, I interpreted it as threatening. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he just meant that some guys he used to work with told him about my comments and he wanted to have a friendly chat. But that's not how it read to me, and I said so on my podcast. Now, here's a clip of Congressman Dan Crenshaw literally saying if he ever meets Tucker Carlson, he will fucking kill him.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot.
Whoa. Now, Tucker Carlson is like, he's like edgy for Gen X. He's like Gen X edgy, like a little bit, not even that edgy. He's like a little edgy for Gen X. And most of his criticism is like, wow, I just can't believe. I just can't believe how much funding AIPAC has in our Congress and Senate. I mean, what do you think about the amount of funding AIPAC has for all of our Congress? I mean, it just seems like they have a lot of influence. All right. And he'll talk about like Palestine or something. And he's like, somehow that's the most anti-Semitic man alive, talks about AIPAC and Palestine. You know. Also, yes, also another Fed, by the way. Wasn't he wanted to be a Fed in college or something like that? Or he did an internship, or his dad was a federal agent. They're all glowy.
Yeah, I
they're
think
all
his
glowy.
dad was a
He
federal
directly
agent.
applied to the CIA.
I do love how Dan clarified as he was stepping off. He made sure to clarify it's not a joke.
Joking.
Not a joke. Not even in Minecraft. This is real.
It's oh dude, I need to get the clip of
Sam Hyde. No, in real
the
life.
Sam Hyde. Hassan Piker, I'm coming to kill you. Sam Hyde, kill you. My search history is fantastic. Don't worry about it.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division? Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring? No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did. Well, that's your winner, sir.
Dude, I can't believe that he stayed in character the whole time for that post-fight speech. I watched that live and I died laughing. That might be like a top 5 funniest moment of all time in my life. Watching that play out. Oh dear. Yeah, but let me back that up because I do want to see Dan Crenshaw. No, literally, I will kill him. I plan to murder him when I see him next. Don't worry
If he
about
ever meets Tucker Carlson, he will fucking kill him.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot.
So I'm just curious.
So that interviewer's like, what?
What could he possibly mean by that?
Excuse me? Sorry, you're a congressman threatening to murder a podcaster? All right, and that's how delusional these people are. Like, we already saw how soft and how defensive Dan Crenshaw is when somebody even mentions insider trading or making money off of your congressional position. And I guess there's that, right? That's angry, that's defensive, but criticize Israel, it's like, I'm going to murder you. And he used the word murder too.
You know, John, if this podcast takes off, you also might have a congressman threatening to murder you.
Dude, I'm gonna do it better too. All right, Tucker might be number 1 right now. Okay, give it a couple years. I'll be there.
We just got to get Dan Crenshaw to go to SHOT Show.
Dude, Carver's right though. Dan Double Out Don Crenshaw. Similar vibe. Similar vibe.
Curious.
Next
What
is gonna
would
ask
you
if get
think
two guns
if-
to Mexico.
Yeah. New Mexico, sonny. I'll bite your ear off. Or whatever he does.
So I'm just curious, what would you think if Congressman Dan Crenshaw sent you a message saying his boys it's 6 after he threatened to kill Tucker Carlson? Now his lawyers are claiming that my interpretation of his message is defamation. They say I accused him of threatening me with assault, which is a crime, and that I need to publicly apologize and remove the content from my show. Here's my response.
Wait, sorry, let me back up. I need to hear that in full again.
Accused him of threatening me with
Sorry, one more.
Tucker Carlson. Now his lawyers are claiming that my interpretation of his message is defamation. They say I accused him of threatening me with assault, which is a crime, and that I need to publicly apologize and remove the content from my...
Dude, defamation, public figure to public figure, nearly impossible, especially when it's over something so simple as interpretation of a text talking about, you know, other people getting involved and whatnot, right?
I interpreted that message as a threat. Like it.
Well, but that's the thing. Let's say even it's a wild assertion that it's a threat. Who cares? You're both public figures, and I could be like, you know, wow, Dan Crenshaw, who has openly advocated of murdering individuals before, seems really threatening to me. All right, like Dan Crenshaw is a scary individual who would totally murder people for Israel. Okay, but it doesn't matter whether that's defamation or not. We're both public figures, and I think that's actually true as well, 100%.
Well, and he also sent it to him. Right.
Yeah,
This is not like, you know,
like what is a court supposed to do with this? Like, no, you're totally right. This sounds like a very normal person who totally hasn't threatened to murder people live on air before.
My show. Here's my response. No. I'm publishing their full demand letter along with my lawyer's response so that you can read both and decide for yourself whether my interpretation was...
I did not say that, Lightspore. I did not say that you can threaten public figures.
Say that, John.
Although, to be fair, Dan Crenshaw is more likely to threaten you than the other way around.
Unreasonable. This isn't really about whether...
So ballistic aviation, so the Jew can read both. What's funny is, so it's Fed be Fed, right? Because it's you know, Dan Crenshaw versus Sean Ryan, but then it's also Jew v. Jew, right? Because it's like my Jewish lawyers are going to fight your Jewish lawyers. So it's just, I don't care who wins, but anytime Dan Crenshaw of Israel has taken an L, I'll be a little happy. So happy to see.
I misunderstood a message. This is about whether a sitting member of Congress can use the threat of an expensive litigation to silence criticism. I asked questions about Congressman Crenshaw's wealth. Those questions are fair game. He is a public official. He makes decisions that affect all of us. He trades stocks while having access to classified and non-public information. The public has a right to ask how he's getting rich while he's in office. Instead of answering those questions, he sent me a message that referenced SEAL Team 6. And when I said that message felt threatening, he lawyered up and demanded I apologize and shut up. And I won't. Now, what's going to happen next? If Congressman Crenshaw wants to sue me,
possibly
he
be
can.
interpreted as a
My
threat.
lawyers are ready. And if he does, we're going to use the discovery process to get answers to all the questions.
Actually, yeah, that's terrifying, Dan Crenshaw. You should not want to go to discovery in any way, shape, or form, unless because you can like finagle certain things in discovery. So he could claim that his finances are a matter of national security, or you know, there's a few ways you could go about it to try and hide your finances or other pertinent information, because you are a member of Congress, and maybe a judge would be happy to listen to that. But like, if I were Dan Crenshaw, I would not want somebody digging around in my closet to see what sort of financial skeletons may or may not be there, right? Which he's very sensitive and very defensive about already.
Think
Especially
about it
as
though.
someone-
If they released his financial history, how would that affect Israel? You have to really consider.
I
You have to consider all
I
the-
didn't consider that until now.
Yeah.
That's actually
Yeah.
a really good point. That's a good point.
Yes, it's probably
I mean,
not a
it's-
good idea.
It's especially for someone who is depending on being reelected, right? Who a smear
Yeah.
campaign
Wow.
they are particularly vulnerable to.
Who gets very upset when you mention term limits?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be bad. Don't do that.
I originally asked. Questions about his finances and how he affords the lifestyle he's living on a congressional salary. I suspect that's the last thing Dan actually wants. But here's what I think is really going on. Congressman Dan thought he could intimidate me into silence. He thought a legal threat would make me back down. But
See, it's like tough guy but gay. It's like, you better stop or else I'll call my lawyers on you. It's not even like intimidating somebody in person, threatening them, right? It's like, oh, stop it or else my lawyer's going to get you. It's like the playground. My dad's going to beat up your dad or something. It's not even yourself, right? You're threatening with legal action, which is like, you got to defend your ego. So you have to do something. You can't be cool and actually assault somebody. So you just threaten lawyers. I can't even do anything fun.
This is very reminiscent of Whistle and Diesel's gag order, right? Where it's just like, they're like, oh, well, you can't talk about this thing. And if you do, we're going to leverage legal action against you. And we are the state or some, legal entity that's taxpayer funded. Who
there is a level. Yeah, comparatively. Right.
Just like
although
infinite
Sean
resources.
Ryan probably has more money than Dan Crenshaw, almost assuredly at this
Oh,
point.
I
in time.
wouldn't be shocked, right? But like, what's Dan Crenshaw's ability to use taxpayer money for this, right? I really don't know. I don't know if he could or not, or if he could find a way to. I'm sure he would.
Lightscore, unbelievable. Yeah, there's another element of this too, that there's like a chilling effect on free speech here, right? Because it is a politician attempting to get a citizen to shut up about something and then threatening them with legal action if they talk about their own untoward actions. Problematic,
That each person is like directly involved with, right? It's like they're not talking about someone else's case or anything like that. It's like, no, this is something that's happening to them. And they're just talking about it publicly. And then the secondary effect is that you have governments coming in and telling them, no, you can't even talk about what we're trying to do to you.
So what's the over under on how long it takes Sean Ryan to go back on Tucker Carlson to talk about this? And then they bring up the threats against Tucker.
Actually, that's a good move. Yeah, Sean Ryan on Tucker or Tucker on Sean Ryan. I think that's a good move after this because they both had interactions with that retard.
Yeah, he was on
Unfortunately,
the show not too long ago.
Dan, you're wrong. I'm a veteran. I've been in combat too. I've faced actual threats. A demand letter from a DC law firm, unfortunately, does not scare me. So let me clarify my position for the record. Congressman Crenshaw sent me a message that said, my boys at 6 told me about my criticism of him. I interpreted that as threatening. Maybe he didn't intend it that way. Maybe he's just really bad at communication. But when a congressman invokes elite special operations forces into a message to someone who's criticizing him, that person is allowed to find it threatening. And you know what? I still want answers to my original questions. How has Congressman Crenshaw accumulated significant wealth while serving in Congress? What stocks has he traded and when? Did he have access?
Right, because what's the alternative explanation for the $4 million extra, right, that he's accumulated in the last 3 years?
Well, his explanation was not stocks.
Well, specifically, very much so, not stocks. Not that. Couldn't be that. I made it consulting. I just get a $500,000 consulting fee every year from this company for the consulting work that I do, for sure. Like, okay, maybe. Totally legitimate. Sure.
Access to non-public information that affected those trades. How did he afford that expensive party? These are questions every American should be asking.
Well, no, you don't have to go broke, but ask somebody making $175K a year. That's his salary. Like, I wonder how that turns into $4 million over 4 years, right? I'm just curious, right? And if he happens to be using his elected by the state of Texas, his constituents to represent them as a representative. I'm just curious if he's using that for financial gain. Of course.
Contrary to popular belief, that kind of increase in wealth on that salary doesn't just happen accidentally. You actually have to try.
Well, like, I'm trying to think, like, if I had 175K, could I right now turn that into $4 million over 40 years? Like, that's some really, really good gambles on the stock market. Or that's some killer business investment. Or that's some nutty, I don't even know what it would be, consulting fee to turn 175K into $4 million over a few years.
Selling guns to the cartels.
I mean, maybe.
That's
maybe,
a good
but
option.
it's Jake gonna turn his 7K to 271. I mean, that's an even crazier run right there. But
Has anyone
271?
counted?
well,
counted?
it's
About-
possible, right? It's possible to do that, but that's that's
has
insanely
anyone
lucky.
Has anyone counted Dan Crenshaw's pro-Israel posts at 7,000 per post? Because that might balance things out.
Actually, that's a good point.
Figure out
least
where
have a
the
little
money's
bit.
coming from.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can just say everything is crypto, though. You could, because how is somebody supposed to prove or track that? I know you can track Bitcoin, but if it's one of the smaller ones, like, you can just say, "Oh, I made it all in crypto." It's like, I guess we can take your word for it. I don't know how else we're supposed to track that. Well, yeah, actually, Mr. Rushing has it. Yeah, actually turn 271K into 6 mil. Like, that is actually appropriately scaled. Yes.
Well, he doesn't give an explanation. He just says it's not stocks. It's like, okay. Well, what was it?
Right.
Right.
And I mean, it's kind of like Hunter Biden, right? Hunter Biden had what, 400K? What was his board of directors position for Burisma, right? Where he just got paid some
A lot
yearly
of
salary
cocaine.
to do nothing. And it's like, how did you get that again? What were you doing again for that?
Well,
Was that
he
real?
also received a cash gift from the wife of the mayor of Moscow.
Fair enough. As you do. You do. Sure. Oh, actually, I wonder if Dan was part of the Hawk Tua rug pull. Man,
You know what, though?
honestly, I would be defensive about that as well. I would be embarrassed that that's where my money came from.
Hold on. Maybe Crenshaw is onto something here. Maybe he really did only invest $20,000 into the stock market, but he just picked really, really, really good stocks.
Dude, that's like, think
luck of
about
the
somebody. I'm trying to think about somebody very successful in our sphere with a startup of 175K roughly, or 400,000 even. So let's just take Lucas Botkin was on the show Wednesday night, right? Adaptive Defense. Do you think it's going to be worth 4 million in 4 years? Possible, maybe,
Possible, but
that's-
unlikely.
Yeah, but that's not 4 million in cash. That's 4 million net value, right? He's got employees and all the other designs and fun stuff that he's doing. So that's a lot of work right there. Not to mention you're a congressman at the same time. And that's a business startup. So yeah, I'm very curious where the $4 million
Well,
came from.
what the difference, right, with a business is you have, like, the world is your market. Dan Crenshaw should not be for sale. Right.
Well, that's
And
the thing. It's like, why are you upset? You're a public servant. We should know your finances. Like, I know that sucks, but you signed up for the job, bro. It's like, if your local DEA agent is a millionaire, I'm just curious, since accepting this position at the DEA, why you're now so rich all of a sudden. It's like that one guy who just got indicted he was a former DEA accountant and then gets busted running, 200 kilos of cocaine for the cartels. It's like,
yeah,
I'm just curious, bro.
they found a history where he had trafficked weapons, guns, drugs, like explosives, all sorts of stuff.
Based?
I mean, he went to the cartel.
Grinder investment? Yeah, you never know. Never know.
You know, I think what's happened is he gave up his other eye so he can have the Eye of Odin. He can make predictive calls. But he's also got to refill his magical energy the same way Odin did.
Where do you think he gets his brill from, John?
Oh,
How do you think he refuels the brill?
Oh no!
Have to use its socket.
He's like George Droid, but instead of having a Fent reactor, he has a Vril reactor.
Oh no! Oh no!
Every member of Congress. The fact that Congressman Crenshaw's response is to threaten litigation rather than provide answers tells you everything you need to know. To my audience, I'm publishing everything. The original message, the demand letter, my lawyer's response, because I believe in transparency.
All right, I think that's all that we need from this video. But let me pull this up. Can I just... All right, so of course, the law firm is Dickinson. All right, fair enough. Dear Mr. Ryan, we are counsel to Congressman Dan Crenshaw. It has come to our attention that you have published a program episode containing demonstrably false, defamatory, and intentionally misleading statements regarding our client. We hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist, that word, from further publication regarding our client. Don't talk about our client anymore. Like, this is nonsense. You can't, he's a public figure. He's a congressman. I can tweet at Dan Crenshaw every day of the week. Not a problem. Can't stop me. Remove those portions of the episode containing false and defamatory information regarding Dan Crenshaw and issue a formal reaction and apology on the same program platforms as the defamatory statements were made, and also on all social media accounts owned by the participants of the episode. While our client appreciates the First Amendment.
I'm pressing X to doubt on that one.
Yeah. No thanks. Blah, 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 blah. Texas state law. Don't really care. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
what's
blah,
the lawyer's name?
Yeah. Let me see. Is it signed? Charles Spies and Lindsay Melody Specht. What a strange name. Lspecht at dickinsonwright.com. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah. Yeah.
Spies, maybe.
Yeah, those names are very questionable.
Yiddish.
Yeah.
However, I will say, Sean's lawyer is not, from what I can tell, at least one of them is not of that similar early life. I think he's Italian, actually.
So
that's even worse.
Although number 4 on the website for them is diversity. Wow. So, okay. They got their priorities straight. Okay, cool. Let's see. What do we got here? Texas. What do you think? Austin, probably. Where are you? No,
it might be DC.
Oh, it's DC. You're right. It is DC. There we go. All right. Let's see. Bartlett, Carey, Cunningham, Driscoll, Kong Dong. Nice.
Wild.
Nice. Hickey, David Hickey, Jacob Frankel. Oh.
Are we in the S's yet? There's load more at the bottom.
Oh, there's more. Okay, my bad. I was like, where is everybody? Muskowitz. All right. Petro. Where's everybody? What were the names again?
Spies. There's one. Charles Spies.
Charles Spies. Yeah, I got it.
He's
on
got
instinct.
the phenotype. Look at that.
Yeah, I got that.
Looks like he
and
eats
then what was the
cheese
other
out of a
girl?
bag.
What was the other girl?
Oh, it was like it was also, wasn't it also an
It was
S?
Specht.
Specht. That's right.
Right there.
Oh, there. Okay. Oh, so shoot, you guys can't see that. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta be careful about what we say about this guy. He's an actual lawyer.
Although he has an email right there. Do not send him anything.
As dangerous as all we are with our skills, he's actually the most dangerous man on the internet right now. Is the
man, look at that! Look at that assignment. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, that's nuts. He's got a lot of big names on his resume. All
for
right.
the RNC.
He's got like those
Gentlemen.
rat eyes, though.
Rabbis?
Rat eyes, rabbis.
Oh, rat eye. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Rat eyes, real
and
eyes.
then it seems that Lindsay is more of just the assistant on this. Sure, her prominent assignments is much lower, so she's probably just the assistant on this, the second on this, and Mr. Spies is Mr. Unfortunately named is the lead on that.
So much wood in the chat right now. So much wood.
Stop it.
Charles is not even that attractive, guys.
Yeah, come on, man. Leave him alone. He doesn't deserve this hate. Oh, well, poor Dan. I should say rich Dan Crenshaw. Rich Dan Crenshaw. Don't sue me, but you are well off.
He ain't poor.
Yeah.
He's richer than us.
All right, gentlemen. Well, speaking about egos and midlife crisis, I guess you could say, because I mean, Dan Crenshaw just turned 40, having a little bit of a blowout, you know. Maybe somebody else is in a different situation, different but same. All right, so I saw this yesterday. People were sending this to me all the time, and I just think it's funny. All right, so not to dog on the guy too bad. No, actually, I think this is. Let me actually pull up his Instagram here. Ah, man.
I think we need Charlie to comment
I wonder
on
what
this.
his discount was for advertising them.
So yeah, so that's kind of what I want to talk about. Is sometimes, bro, you just draw the short straw genetically, and that's fine. You know, it's like if you're a short king out there like me, all right, don't do the whole break your legs repeatedly over the course of 6 months to get 3 inches taller. Don't do that, bro. It's not worth it. You're going to feel horrible later on in life. If you're insecure about your height, bro, just own it. You just have to own it.
Did he draw the short straw genetically, or was this possibly a side effect of
well, yeah, yes. It could be column A and column B. So this is grant them at advanced hair restoration, and yeah, so he's getting trans hair. All right, so I'm not sure where the hair came from, who was the donor, but trans hair, transplant, whatever you call it.
Hair tranny.
Tranny, dude, that's actually funny. A hair tranny. Now, this is the thing, dog. I think guys out there, you need to be focused on things that are not so superficial, right? So like you need to be in good shape. You need to be working out. You need to be eating healthy, getting sleep, all that sort of fun stuff. If you feel really self-conscious about yourself and the first thing you do is hop on Test, Trend, Winstrol, D-Ball, Deca, whatever it might be, probably not the right solution for you, right? There are a million other things you can do before that. For hair, to me, dude, like as somebody who already has gray hair and will probably be shaving my head at like 40 years old, not a problem. Who cares, dude? If you are really that self-absorbed to think that this is where your value as a man comes from is your hair, it's the same thing as the 35-year-old past the wall girl getting the Buccal fat removal where it turns your cheeks to zombies and the lip fillers, and it's just disgusting and gross, right? It's grotesque. It's so superficial. It's so superficial. Bro. Anyways, so this is him at Advanced Hair Restoration. Day 1 after the hair transplant, fellas. I'll be showing you progress pics throughout this journey. Now, I really, really hope that he is not doing some sort of partnership with them to attempt to entice his audience who are also self-conscious in the same way to go down this same path, because it's always the same type of guy too. It's like I've seen a lot of fitness influencers and people like this who they go on, you know, maybe they have bad genetics to start with, right? Hair loss, whatever. My dad is like almost 80 years old, still a full head of hair. So I have good genetics in that response, but I'm going to turn gray in like 5 years, which is fine. Doesn't matter to me. But I've also been bald. So it's really irrelevant to me. And again, if you are that wrapped up in your looks, bad thing. If you start pushing that on your audience as well, to the other midlife crisis, juiced up homies in your Discord or whatever else it might be, so that you can make a quick buck off of your audience's insecurities, which, I mean, you're already doing that with your workout plans and some of your other stuff that you're canned selling to your constituents.
Honestly,
let's say,
John, I don't hate it. I think he should do this. He's already kind of ruined his reputation, so why not just go all in?
Britney Spears-esque meltdown incoming.
Yeah.
Just go for it, bro. Go for it.
There's
yeah.
nothing else he can do. Like he might as well. He might as well.
I mean, look, dude, this is just how long are we after the last divorce?
1 year. Just over.
Yeah.
No, actually,
this screams early midlife crisis.
Well, when is the ceremony? Because he's getting married.
Right. Well, they're both getting married. I'm not going to get into the personal life stuff, but they've all both moved on to their second, third, or fourth set of families at this point.
I'm just wondering if the hair will be ready for the photos.
Maybe
Is
that's
it just
a good
me, or does
point.
he look
Maybe
like
that-
the Wigger pig?
Oh, yes. Oh, no. I have to make that meme right now. Thank you for that. I'm literally going to type in Wigger pig into my search bar.
I don't know.
There it is.
I don't know why he didn't just shave it off and go bald.
Yeah, he could pull it off. He could absolutely.
I think he could pull it
That was
off.
going to be my next point. Look at the image right here. He looks fine.
Yeah, he really doesn't look that bad.
Like, why
If it
would this be a
wasn't
problem?
for-
Like,
if
the
it
worst
wasn't
part
for the
is the
flesh yarmulke.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got a yarmulke up there.
tattooed into his bald head. Rough.
Israel owns you now.
Well, I mean, Renan, you have like the probably the craziest hair here out of anyone. Do you feel self-conscious? Are you planning on getting hair transplants? Although I don't know, who would they even find? You'd have to do like some European Italian model to get your hair.
No, I would never. get
He's
hair
the one
transplants.
giving the hair transplant.
Honestly,
Well,
yeah, if I
actually,
ever
yeah.
shave my hair, I would probably give my hair away. I've got long
I
hair.
did that once.
Yeah. Brandon, you're gonna lose your hair soon after I'm done.
I
bro.
had, dude, I
What
until
the
like I want to say like 6th or 7th grade, I had a flat top haircut. So I used to have really short hair.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Spitting image.
Instagram right now just because I think it's funny.
Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two images.
They're the same picture.
They're the same. Image.
Yeah, little oopsie.
need that
That's
for my
that is
thumbnail.
so funny, dude.
Send me that.
Yes, I will send it to you. The joys of life at times. But I mean, listen, doing your own hair, whatever. I think it's gay and weird. But you do you. But if this is also like a marketing gimmick where you can sell this to your audience and get 50% off at what was it, hair specialists, advanced hair restoration, and you too could feel better about your slightly past middle life crisis body. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
What a generic name too.
Well, I mean, at least it's American rather than Turkish. Advanced hair restoration. I mean, it's a good name.
Well,
So-
it's we don't know if it's released.
Sonoran Hair Institute. But yeah, I mean, honestly, he looks better bald. You should just be bald, other than the flesh yarmulke up top. Which that sounds like a terribly painful process. Now,
New band name?
very
What, a flesh yarmulke?
flesh yarmulke, the yarmulke thumb. But I think that there's another specialist that you need to look into. Charlie likes cock. This is day one of his ball sack to head pube transplant.
Oh my
got some
God.
dry fire in. I think this is the way you should do it. This looks way more professional, way funnier too. And also he got dry fire in, which is base. So yeah, I think Charlie has the appropriate response to this sort of thing.
I'm honestly really
Oh,
happy
dear.
for Charlie. I hope it all turns out all right.
Oh, dude, somebody just
Charlie
commented on
has been
Instagram.
Awesome after the split.
Somebody just commented on Instagram, don't insult the pig like that. Advanced heating and air. Yeah. Advanced heating and air. And our next door neighbors, advanced hair restoration. Don't worry about it, bro. I'm sure it'll be fine. Moral of the story is, guys, if you're insecure about the way that you look, nobody cares but you. Garage job. Yeah, did you use tape or super glue, or how was that process? Did you do it yourself?
A pair of scissors.
Oh, dude. No, just the
he
thought
waxed.
of the thought of scissoring around your ball.
That's what I mean. Like if he had it done to his pubes, maybe he had the rabbis do it.
I was gonna say you're gonna get an accidental circumcision in there, bro.
They did it with their mouth.
Oh, whoa. Wait, at 25, Charlie is the 50 Cent of the gun world, dude. I have never seen a man as petty as 50 Cent just doing. Did you guys see that? Okay, so he hates Diddy, right? And he did an interview on like the only station that you get in jail, just so that he could make fun of Diddy in this interview. Which the level of petty, it's amazing. It's what I strive for.
Well,
no joke, honest, I am not asleep.
It all started when somebody was coming after him for money, and he kept saying that he was broke and supplying finances through the court system and stuff. Meanwhile, he's posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook with him just laying on a bed of $100 bills and stuff.
Yeah, well, that too, right? Because there was one of his arguments that was, well, that was set money. That wasn't my money. It was set money, Your Honor. You see, I'm not actually rich. Just 50 Cent was your neighbor? Were you the guy that shot him? Also, I do have to say, 50 Cent is harder than Grantham. It's true. It's been shot like 9 times. Survived it. Lived to tell the tale.
Harder's better?
That's not what I said. Not what I said. But, yeah. Charlie is $1. True. All right. Oh, my gosh, Jake. Stop it. Stop it. Becoming bald in the mountains. That's my next series. All right. Well, here, let's get to a few super chats, and then we're going to get into T-Rex arms versus trench grenade versus just that face of trench grenade right there. Trench grenade, Ben Stager versus T-Rex arms should be super fun. Be very fun. Amrite Boy for 2 says late and gayer than Thumb's bald head. Oh, we just talked about that. Yeah, probably be ready for the wedding. Polly B for 10 says, as long as I expect late and gay, I'm never disappointed. Still in shock from Wednesday night. Much shock, many disappoint. Wow, 2012 meme energy. What was wrong with Wednesday night? Wednesday night was fun. We had a great time. Had a 3-hour guest with Lucas. We had a VTuber jump scare who I'm going to get on the channel, and you guys are going to hate it so much, but I will revel in your disappointment. Thank you, Paulie. Appreciate that. Sabardic for 5 says, I'm making cheeseburgers. Who wants some? Well, I know Richard wants a cheeseburger. Thank you, Sabardic.
Tenderloin or
okay, fine. Flex. Amrite Boy for 2 says, Richard, you owe Chud 2 gassies. Yeah, go ahead and put it up.
Him one.
Lightsport for 2 says, you know what we want to see, Jake? Yeah, Jake, pull him out.
I honestly have no idea what he is talking about.
Papa dog for the boys.
Never.
Papa dog for the boys,
mean, bro. No,
it's what everyone has been here for.
I'm wearing shoes.
No one here comes to see Focus Trip. They only show up to.
I hope
they stay for hours
comes.
waiting for you to pop your dogs out, dude.
Papa dog for the boys. All right, don't be stingy.
People
Boy,
request
member
it.
for 1 month. The fact that we as a group aren't up there is wrong. True. Still have time. Write in candidate for the anti-Semite of the year. We have until the 19th. Chud for 2 says, my culture is not your costume. Richard Gassy. Thank you, Chud. Amrite Boy for 5 says, Richard Gassy, before I make you use the foreign devil Ice Princess Mia. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Chud Miguel for 2 says, Arg, I'm Dan Crenshaw. Glory holes in Israel. Zadico for 2 says, top 10 pro Semite lists. Number 1, Jake.
That's slander.
Yeah.
That is Zany Cow.
Yeah. But you're
Come
not
on,
wrong
man.
though. I mean, honestly, Dan Crenshaw's never threatened to kill you.
I've never seen Dan Crenshaw just happen to have a Israeli flag stitched on the side of his hat either.
I thought you were gonna say you've never seen me and Dan Crenshaw in a room together.
I haven't.
Hey, that is
Oh.
true.
Lightsport for 2 says, didn't Two Lamb shoot himself in the foot? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I've been told that there are like extenuating circumstances, but yes, at some point he was
Well, yeah, he's
shot in
Asian.
the foot by himself.
Can't see very
He
well.
couldn't see.
It's
So-
a canon event.
I spoke to somebody about that who was there at the time, and I told them I wouldn't release their name or any of the information, but yes, he did shoot himself in the foot, and due to some NDAs, I doubt we'll ever hear about it.
He did it in the samurai way.
The way of the
classroom.
Bushido.
He
The
missed on the
Bushido.
seppuku.
Dude, it's like that cop teaching son gun safety to kids, and then he shoots himself, and they're like, "Are you all right?" And he's like,
John, your mic peaked through that entire thing.
Yeah, it
Was
does
it
it all the
good?
time.
Was
I
it
know,
good or
like
bad?
we could not hear you at all. It just peaked out completely.
Okay. Well, let me turn it down. I think one of my kids turned it up a little bit. My bad. Lightsport for 2 says 5 Finger Death Punch album art energy in a bad way. True. I have to go back through like 1,000. Where did that thumbnail even go?
Talking about the
dude?
Dan Crenshaw picture.
Oh yeah. No, that was in the Sean Ryan video. Yep. Subarctic Noticer for 2 says family night tonight. Will listen later. Crisis King indeed. Mega Base. Hope you have
Crisis
a great night
King.
with your family. Thank you, sir. Deer Hunter, member for 2 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Lightsport for 2 says Crenshaw joined the Afghan backdoor deals, actually. One of their most proficient fighters. Noob Actual for 5 says, hi, guys. Sorry I'm late. No apologies needed. I have been laid up with a kidney stone for 2 days.
Ouch.
That sounds incredibly painful. I fortunately have never had one, but that sounds incredibly painful. Appreciate the stream as always. Pray for a quick recovery, please.
You
Absolutely,
just
will
gotta
do.
push it out, bro. Push it hard.
Drink water, guys. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, drink water and rain and mostly
And
rain
White Monster?
and some water. Yeah,
And
and some
Zen?
White Monster. You're always thinking about my White Monster. Saddam Hussein Pogador for 5 says I'm eating Parmesan cheese out of a plastic container, scoping out armored truck routes and clients' G seals on X. All right, dude. That's schizo posting on Maine, but good luck, Saddam. I hope that it goes well for you. Dude, just straight Parmesan cheese while scoping out armored truck routes. All right.
Man's living his best life.
Saddam for 2 says, I'm putting together a team. No SEALs. Boo on them. It's true. They would write a book about it and blow your whole operation. Moonman for 5 says, Richard, that
Blow
thing
your
I
whole-
made you. Blow your whole operation? Oh, no. Your hair operation? Moonman for 5 says, Richard, that thing I made you. Also, Crenshaw could have died a hero in the desert, but no. True. Yeah. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a gay Israeli shill. Right, Jake?
Well, I mean, you see yourself, but the depth perception's off.
Yeah, he became a pirate. Like that could be cool, but he's really missing the opportunity.
Yeah, he's really riding on the high seas these days. On the high seas, I mean AOC. Chud says, look up Aryan AOC. She can get it. Richard Gassy. I would prefer not to have to look up AOC. I appreciate
I
that.
have that picture saved on my phone.
Of course you do.
Of course, Jake
Saddam
does.
Hussein Pogajoy for 2 says, Richard could be a seal. He's fruity like that. You know, when I read that originally, I thought you meant the animal. And I'm like, how would he be a
Richard Furry
seal?
confirmed.
Oh, ooh. Lightsport for 2 says, past tense anyone against term limits. Yeah. Unless we get how do I say this? Unless we get a Caesarean type figure, then maybe term limits aren't that important at that point, but that'll be post.
I just sent
That'll
it
be
to you,
after.
John.
That'll be after we past tense everybody else that's problematic. All right.
The
I sent
first
you Aryan
American
AOC.
emperor.
my gosh. Wow. This is YouTube safe. I can put this on YouTube. It's a little graphic. I mean, there's a dead Vance hanging on the side, which is absolutely wild. What does it say? Socialist workers of the world unite. Okay. Eric, all right. Wow. That's whew. Sorry, Saddam Hussein also fed posting as he did. Save America, make DC glow in the dark. Yeah, irradiated wasteland. Glass it.
I'm shocked that there's no Woods in the chat.
It's about you just mentioned it. It's gonna happen.
There are Woods in the chat.
I need this. Yeah, all right. B Fortunas. Sabardic Psycho for 2 says, I am the Senate. I am the Senate. Absolute Moonman for 10 says, ignore Chud, Richard. That thing I made you. We will do the Benedict Arnold's leg statue thing for his eye only. Oh. All right. Thank you, Moonman. Zedico for 2 says, Jake has 7K in the stock market. How'd you get that 7K, Jake?
Suspicious amount.
I wish, dude. What are you talking about? I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
Zanico's out here making me feel insecure.
Saddam Hussein for 2 says, Crenshaw, Richard, a random illegal immigrant? One what? One M1, what?
Real schizo posting hours.
Crenshaw, Richard.
I think he's saying Crenshaw, Richard, a random
it's
illegal
F1, marry one, kill one. But he just got it. He got it completely wrong. All right, so, a random illegal female. Is it female or male?
I think he's just saying a random illegal, and he says F1, M1 for marry.
Okay,
He
well,
was going to do K for kill, but
I'm killing Richard. There'll be reasons for this. I'm killing Richard. I'm marrying Crenshaw so I can divorce him. And then I am rolling the dice that the illegal immigrant is a Latina.
Got a 50-50 chance that if it's a male or
Right.
female.
Because, I mean, obviously, like, Richard, you don't have any money and I have no desire for intercourse with you. So you unfortunately drew the short stick there. I apologize for that, but it had to be done.
And
I hope that didn't hurt your feelings. It was the Heathen from Texas for 5 says, I said that's the best option I had. I'm sorry. Heathen from Texas for 5 says, what's up, my siggers? Have y'all heard of the Rotapoint Crossfix mount? It looks ridiculous. Yeah, no, it's that weird offset curved mount, right? We've looked at that like 10 times. It's one of those weird things for weird people. We don't talk about that around here.
You didn't read the whole super chat, John.
Did I not? Oh, it's gone now. It's gone now.
There was one single letter at the end.
Oh, also N. Saddam Hussein Pog Enjoyer.
Look at that.
For 2 says, the JSOG community is high school drama. It appears so. Thank you, Saddam. Deer Hunter for $20. Thank you very much.
You're getting called a slur. I don't know which one. Whichever one I feel like saying at the moment. You're getting called a slur.
Evening, gents. Glad I got to stop in for a bit. Have a prayer request, of course. A close friend of my wife may unfortunately be having a miscarriage this evening. That is very tragic. I'm very sorry to hear that, man. One of the worst experiences you can have as a family. If you could keep their family in your thoughts, thank you and God bless. Will do, Deer Hunter. Let me write that down before I forget that. I'm very sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah,
Very sorry to hear
that is one of the hardest things that a family can go through.
Yeah.
And it just sometimes it just seems like it happens for no reason. But yeah, I don't really know what to say on that. God has a plan. Whatever may happen.
Tough, yeah. We'll pray for you and we'll be there for you. And that's all you can be. You just have to be there for him. Sorry for that. Thank you, Deer Hunter. All right. Well, shoot, that's a very hard topic to move right on to Trench Grenade from. Well, I was about to make a very bad joke about Trench Grenade, but I will hold off on that. Okay, so Trench Grenade T-Rex arms, Ben Sager. Great thumbnail picture from Ben there. That's a little better. All right.
Amazing.
All the wacky stuff. We're gonna cover this very
John,
quickly.
John,
Go
I'm
for it.
seeing in the chat people are saying that he said she's actually fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well that's
He
even
updated
better.
earlier. So
Oh, okay. Well, whew.
Well, that's good to hear.
Thank you. Well,
Praise
we can pray.
God.
We can pray for you anyways, but we appreciate that. I'm glad that it turned out to not be that thing, and I'm glad that things are all right because again, that the tragic loss of a child that you never knew like haunts people forever. And I've known people who have had multiple miscarriages, and it's very, very difficult to get over. You know, it's tragic. But I am incredibly thankful that that was not the case in this instant. So very glad to hear it. Okay, good news. Not so good news though. T-Rex arms having a bit of an issue. Ben Sager made a video on them originally saying Battle of the Botkins update. You know, basically calling out some of the silly things. The title does go hard. Basically talking about how Lucas's company seems to be on the up and up, has a really good launch, new products, innovative, changing stuff. You know, basically more interesting. And T-Rex Arms is going off on the Anarchist Cookbook and 3D printing shape charges and some of this other stuff, which is like, okay, that's you know, interesting or whatnot for like 3 or 4 people out there. That might be very novel, something people haven't heard of before, and definitely serving a niche. But the only really interesting part of the story is that T-Rex Arms got very upset with Ben. So their marketing guy and a few other guys reached out, or not reached out, but just left in the comments like, this is a retarded take, blah, 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 called him a weak man, but he, you know, making jokes about him inventing logic and stuff like that, which is very funny. You know, it's a very, very funny, very memeable clip, but coming from T-Rex Arms after the whole, you know, situation with Lucas and everything, trying to take the moral high ground when Ben just seems to be calling out like silly business practices and whatnot. Seems like a bad way to go. Now, somebody who is usually 2 steps behind or at least following the trends, Trench Grenade immediately makes a post about that, a follow-up video basically on one comment that the T-Rex Arms employee made on Ben's channel. And then T-Rex Arms decides to comment on his video. Dang, that's crazy, bro. And no, I'm not going to make you watch the whole video because Trench is so aggressive the way that he talks. His intro is like, there's something about it, dude.
The disgraced heretics of T-Rex Arms versus the gun community. Round 2, fight. The deeply religious Christian men of T-Rex Arms have now resorted to personal attacks, calling Ben Steger and his entire community retarded. If you guys enjoy gun drama as much as I do, then hit the like button and do not bother leaving a combat llama down below, because right now I am proud to announce...
Oh, he's got the combat llama patches.
So,
Wait, what was that, Logan?
I mean, we are retarded, but
well, I mean, yeah, you're not entirely wrong about us being retarded, but it's the reasoning behind it. That's what's obnoxious. It's like you gotta at least get it right. All right.
He kind of talks like GunTube Alex Jones.
Yeah, I think
He does
give him
kinda have that look.
give him 20 years and he'll have the gruff yelling voice to be like, T-Rex Arms is at it again. They're adding chemicals to my 3D printers to make me gay.
He's got such a like like you better watch it or the drill sergeant will come out energy. Just I don't know. It's so he's such a dweeb, and I love him for it.
Okay, so it's good that he's covering this stuff, and it is funny that, as Ancient Gloom says, I'm done covering drama Trench Grenade 7 times a year. Yeah, you're never actually done. Once you're in drama, you're never out of it. Okay, it's fine. Now, dude, I want to make a Glock compilation video of every time Trench Grenade says that he loves and hates Glocks and carries Glocks and they're the worst, they're the cucked gun or anything like that, or that Glock fanboys are retarded. Anytime he has any take on a Glock, I want to save it because it's like a Magic 8 Ball. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, it changes every time. It's wonderful.
Trench sounds like his Magic 8 Ball is white and powdery.
No. I mean, Yeah, but I just find it really funny. Now, T-Rex Arms, their whole marketing strategy seems to be like, hey, what if we can just piss people off? What if we can just be like really petty online? That should win people over to us. That should be great. Now, saying dang, that's crazy to Trench Grenade could be applicable to basically every video that he makes, but it's just coming from T-Rex. It's just a little off, you know. It's like read the room, right? You're not doing yourself any favors here by going after. Sorry, what was that?
It's big Dan Crenshaw energy.
Yeah, it's like you're a little defensive there, buddy. You're not gonna threaten me with the defamation, are you? You know,
T-Rex Arms is the Dan Crenshaw of the gun world.
That's a lot of attitude for someone who hasn't paid $20 million out yet.
Yeah, big talk. Anyways, how's that going with the lawyers? Good luck with that, T-Rex. Now this could be funny. Yeah, what if Isaac Botkin becomes the heel of the gun industry in 2026? They go full anti-hero mode, right? They're the antagonist.
I mean, they don't
Let's
really
go.
have anything else to lose, dude. They may as well
just go for it, dog. Randy,
Yeah.
Are you saying you dropped a new video on Trench Grenade? Maybe we should just do this for the whole stream.
Randy reviews State of the World. State of the Trench. You just do videos about Trench Grenade.
Trench Grenade, Spectrum Grenade. How come none of these people never attack me? You gotta be more aggressive, Rads. You gotta just, whatever it happens to be, if you're at 9 right now, you gotta go to 10, okay? Just make stuff up. It's fun. I do it all the time, okay? I don't know what the topic is. Doesn't matter. Just go for it.
Hey, everybody. You guessed it. We're talking about the pint-sized Yankee Marshall that your mom tells you have at home or something like that. We're talking about Trench Grenade. In the past, he's been accused of some.
But by the way, Randy got BTFO'd by Yankee Marshall, so I don't know if that's a great opener. Randy, no! Yankee Marshall, no! The memories, the PTSD!
Sized Yankee Marshall that your mom tells you have at home or something like that. We're talking about Trench Grenade. In the past, he's been accused of something in Alaska. I don't know if it's true or anything like that, but he was convicted of USPSA stolen valor.
It's true. In a
Well,
court of
now
law.
there's something worse. Something much, much worse. He stole an animal character for
The State of the World update, urgent bottom line. My fart is on the floor. I've never heard that before. That's amazing. My fart is... that sounds like something my toddler would say. My fart is on the floor. Oh no. Oh, that's good. Thank you, OG.
love
Thank
Uncle
you, OG. Yeah, Uncle OG's good.
for gun
Can we get
industry
a
patches.
Go ahead.
Can we get a Randy v Trench debate?
I do.
Oh, gosh.
Please. It was a year ago. It was because I'm about to go back to Washington, which what the last time I was in Washington, I think it was a year ago, was when we had that Yankee Marshall debate. So we have got to get Randy and Trench on a stream. That would be.
It
that'd be
has
great.
to happen at this
It
point.
has to happen. It has
It
to
has
happen.
to happen at this point
Yeah.
because Randy's coming after Trench,
Mm.
and Trench has to defend his. Trench,
Yeah,
if you're,
Trench
if you're
always comes
watching
first.
this stream and you're listening to this, you got to defend your honor, brother.
I shudder thinking about the sheer amount of money that would pour in through the super chats.
Rand, I'll have Rand be the moderator. I won't even be there, dude. It'll be amazing.
I'll moderate it.
See, that's the thing though. I think Rads, I think you would be trickster and be like really snide, and the other they wouldn't be getting your jokes, but I think Rads would be like the comedian of the group. It would be very funny. Either way, it'd be very funny.
You wouldn't let me
From
be
my
able to do
friend-
it because I'd just be shutting Trench's camera off the whole time.
Nope.
Patches from my friend Johnny B, who originally created the gun drama llama.
Oh,
Animal character for gun industry patches from my friend Johnny B, who originally created the gun drama llama. It's been in his videos for years. Long before Trench Grenade may or may not have gotten an ASVAB waiver, Johnny was using the gun llama. So, do with that what you will. Trench, I'm sure you're no stranger to being on the receiving end of things. Enjoy this, man. By the way, this is a GMC Denali, not that broke bitch-made Ford Bronco shit that you're driving around. Take care.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Well, no, I want to see though. Is where's the proof? Randy, you couldn't even upload a screenshot to your video.
That's
What are you
big
doing?
These are big accusations.
Yeah. All right. Where? Oh no, I'm on Johnny B's channel.
Trench's llama stolen.
Drama. No. Where do I find this? Randy, I know you're still in the chat. Where do I find? I need the proof. Oh, come on. Does he have a merch store that I could look at? Because I know Randy or not Randy. I know Trench Grenade does, but where is Johnny's so that I can confirm? All right, because Trench has been hawking his drama llamas or his combat llamas, his merch.
It would be wild if it's just like.
If he did just steal it from somebody else, I mean, it happens. People have done that before. You shouldn't do it, though, right? So he's saying that combat llama, that's the one. Let me see.
It looks really well done. I will say that about the vinyl patch. It looks like whoever did it is a relatively professional outfit.
Oh shoot, is everybody doing it? So that's what it looks. I mean, it looks fine, but let me see. TriStar Trading Collections.
Randy says in Discord.
Did you message it to me? Okay, perfect. I saw Rads also just sent it to me. That was super fast. Okay, here we go.
So are we getting stolen valor and stolen llamas from
Well,
Trench
I mean,
Grenade in 1 year?
you shouldn't steal somebody else's merch design to make money off of it, right? That's uncalled for.
I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Although,
Let's see.
like, that's not the same, though. No.
No, look at patches. You have patches.
Oh, maybe apparel.
Gear, patches, gear and patches.
Oh, it does have it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Was this it? Let's see. Duck around and find out. Very funny. SDI. Oh no.
Gross.
Well,
Cringe.
there's what the llama.
There's the llama with the dog tags.
I would
But
say that's
no, it's
not
a
the
different design. I thought it was going to be a 1-to-1 copy of the same design. See, look at that. Look at that, Randy. You
It's
call
got
out
even-
Trench Grenade, and then we have to defend Trench because they're nothing alike. It even has this drill instructor hat on top, right? So Combat Llama, that's his thing. That's funny.
Why
Dang, that's
llamas,
crazy.
though?
I think Randy's
it's
saying
kinda
it. He says
stupid.
Randy says it's the same combat animal. I don't think that's. You can't.
No,
You can't like call
You
dibs
can't-
on a
you
whole
can't-
animal.
It's like how many otters or other weird animals have you seen in tactical gear? It's like you can't just patent an animal. I thought what I was going to see is literally the same exact design, copied and pasted between Randy's patches and Johnny's patches, which would totally be thievery, right? But if it's just the same animal, I mean, it's completely different, right? Completely different design, style, aesthetic. Now it might be copied from somebody else's design, but that does not seem to be Johnny's. Wait, well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I thought those are balls too.
Well,
Like
I
the
mean,
dog tags, they look like balls.
of course they're supposed to look like nuts, but they are dog tags. Supposed to look like nuts, which is funny. I suppose that's funny if you're like 4 years old. Nuts. Yeah, a drama llama is an old term. Combat llama is kind of like a funny play on that because he's a drill instructor, right? Though he's never been in combat, which is fine. You know, nothing wrong with that. All right. And also, he just always responds to everybody with a llama usually, or when he's responding to somebody, he uses the llama emoji all the time. The llama emoji all the time. Damn it! I was hoping we had real drama here. See, this is the thing, dude. If Randy and Trench Grenade happened now, he would just say, "Listen, dude, you can't patent animals, man. I can make an animal patch. You can make an animal patch. We're all furries here. It's all right."
Yeah, Randy,
All
I
right.
don't think you're ready for this
Yeah.
trench debate.
Be
You know,
like
I
the
think,
last
yeah.
one.
I think Combat Llamas is better. I think it's better. I think it's cleaner. Look nice. This is
Yeah,
a
I
little.
like it.
This is try hard. Try hard.
It
You know what I'm
tries
saying?
too hard, and then it's silly with the ball dog tags.
Yeah, it's
can't-
immature.
It can't figure out what it wants to be.
It's immature. This is clean.
Randy once again.
Randy says the
Stuart
same
Slime
animal with combat gear though.
Well, right.
Where's
but
the
I don't-
combat gear?
Well,
But I mean,
yeah,
how many people have a Bigfoot patch and it's like Bigfoot and a chest rig and nods or whatever it is, right? It's like there's
Like
probably
8
like
million
50
of them.
different. Yeah, there's 50 different versions of the same thing. It's like you can't. Nobody's patenting it. I think it's
I
alright.
don't
It's
think
fine.
Trench saw their design and then thought, "Oh well, I'm gonna make this from that." Right?
Seems more coincidental.
I don't think Trench's design is inspired by theirs at all.
No. Sorry, I'm sorry,
Bars.
Randy, dude. I want real drama, okay? I want it to be juicy. I want it to be meaty. I want it to have girth to it, right? Don't clip that. But this is like stolen valor drama. It's not even real drama. It's terrible.
Yeah, come back when you got something real juicy, Randy.
Yeah. Yeah, or a goose with night vision. True. Good point,
Yeah,
Anna. Good point,
Randy.
Anna.
Randy, stick to cigars and flat Earth, please.
All right. Let's see here. Dear Hunter, have a good night, man. For 10 says, gotta head out. Thank you. And sorry again for earlier. No problems, man. We want to be there for people when they have issues. Also, if you just, well, I mean, obviously, if you want more people to see it on stream, but you don't need to donate to get us to pray for you. Like, that's not a paid service. This isn't the Catholic Church here. All right. Come on. You can just send us a DM. We'd be happy to do that. But thank you. And sorry again for early. Never try to be a downer. Either way, you guys are the best. Enjoy the rest of your night. God bless. God bless you as well, dear Hunter. And thank you for being very generous on the stream. And I pray for that family and hope they're doing well. So congratulations on having a baby to that family. It's a wonderful thing. All right. I'm Orthodox and that was some shit. I mean, I'm just saying, all right. All right. I mean, the Catholic Church and selling indulgences is kind of the whole reason for my existence. Okay. You know, I'm just saying, all right. It's caused some issues. Just a couple bit. Not to call out all my trad cats out there. You're cool people. Okay. There were some issues. That's all. All right. But what about Chinese rifles, Chinese AI, and Chinese robots kicking Chinese people, which I just find really funny. I
Bing
find this
chilling?
super funny. Bing chilling. Oh.
I like
Now,
how he just
dude.
falls over.
Well, look, this POV, this is like us in 5 years when the government sends Terminators after us. This is our POV right here. The future is terrifying. I can't wait till we have an army of these things. Just, these are our police officers. These are our riot teams. These are our leaders. These are the first guy through the door, right? These guys.
And he's gone.
They took him. They
I'm
took him.
the captain now.
Negative 10 million
Rest in
social
peace.
credit.
The clankers got him.
I talk about AI and I accidentally kill myself. Tragic. Now I'm gonna really kill myself live. Just kidding. That was a joke. YouTube, do not worry.
How to get show
That's
taken
a
down.
little close to the sun there, Chris.
Kill yourself, faggot.
I'm just kidding.
Real.
Dude, in my video I released today, I like how I censored every word in a line except for faggot, and the other words weren't even curse words. Yeah. All right, but no, this is Chinese CEO kicked by humanoid robot in simulated battle, which just means like I'm gonna let this thing kick me. But this is us in like 5 years. Don't worry about it. Sees a girl in the background with like 12 pixels. Would instantly. I mean, it looks like, memes aside and whatnot, it looks like it has some power on that. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to get kicked in the chest by a 200-pound robot.
Like, ideally, like to not get
you
kicked in
know,
the chest by anyone.
A 200-pound robot that doesn't bleed, it doesn't feel pain,
Doesn't care.
it doesn't get tired.
And remember, guys, this is the worst it's ever going to be. It's like those stupid Neo bots that for 20 grand they'll live in your house and do your chores horribly, and like you can talk to it and ask it questions and stuff like that. It's like Alexa. It's like Alexa. Yeah. Well, it's like Alexa with some motor skills. That's literally it.
A lot of people are saying it looks fake, and you know,
I don't know. Maybe my AI radar's off, but it looked real to me. Maybe I'm retarded.
AI is so good now; it's getting really hard to tell.
It could also.
But I think with where we've seen robotics in the last 10 years,
do you guys think that looks like AI? That looks like real. It hits him off the side. His body reacts.
I don't think, and I'll tell you this:
real.
even if this guy is kind of letting it knock him over to kind of like exaggerate its strength, how far away are we from like these things actually being competent in like a combat application? Like 3 years?
Well, this isn't even that impressive, right? Because we have the Boston Dynamics where it can do like insane things.
Yeah,
right.
Like
you have the ones that can run at like 20, 30 miles an hour. You have the ones that like you can kick, punch, and push over, and it just gets right back up. And how hard is it to program
on the ball? That was
like
wild.
how hard is it to program a kick? Like it's just its motion, right? And motion and balance.
On Boston Dynamics, they have ones that can like do front flips, and then when they catch themselves, they know how to rebalance themselves to not fall over. Like this is very feasible. What they're demonstrating. And yeah, I don't know, fellas, like we're in that kind of like we're kind of entering the sci-fi age of technology. It's kind of spooky.
Well, yeah, and like Ford is already using certain exoskeletons on their assembly lines for certain positions, right? Because it just makes it easier if you have to be looking up for like 8 hours at a time. If you have some sort of mechanical support structure in place, you can actually do it for longer and do a better job, right? Saves your humans a little bit. So, I mean, there's lots of really nice applications for this type of thing where it's like, oh, this would be wonderful to have these for really dangerous jobs. I think it's, what's the movie? Choppy? No, not Choppy. It's the one about, which one?
Chappie.
Chappie, yeah, right. Where in Chappie, they're using the droids as like police, right? So they're the first guy to go through a door. They're the cover. They're the guy to do the bomb disarmament, stuff like that, right? Because they're completely expendable. Nobody cares about them. So there's lots of like really cool applications. Like think about dangerous construction work. And people say that, oh, construction work, like AI is never going to replace that. Yeah, well, once robotics gets there, like why couldn't they build a house? Absolutely, they could. Like they're
already printing houses.
I mean, or they'll just add it in manufacture houses, or it'll be like assembling houses, and the robots will be very, very simple, right? And then robots are already going to replace trucking and everything else. So no, there is quite literally no job other than being a drunk retard at 3 a.m. that AI won't be able to replace, right?
Well, speaking of drunk retard, have you seen the Tesla robot bartending?
No, I have not seen that.
I dropped the link in private chat for you. Very interesting. At least it's attempting to bartend at an event in Miami.
Wait, you said you put them on
the thing with the Tesla. The thing with the Tesla robots is for that demonstration, I do believe they were being controlled by a person, so they weren't truly autonomous.
The Venetian. Well, hey, I'm about to be at the Venetian, so maybe we'll have to have an interaction with a robot bartender. I'll be like, hey, you got any white monsters? I don't drink. What do you got that's non-alcoholic? That'll be fun.
Hey, I want to have you solve a math problem for me.
So let's say I have 5 ovens. All right. I can bake cookies at, I don't know, a batch every 15 minutes. Okay. How long with these 5 ovens, thinking I could run them 24/7. Okay. Would it take me to make, I don't know, 6 million cookies?
John getting banned from Las Vegas speedrun.
I'm just curious.
So play this at half
dude,
speed.
Yeah. AI replaces truck drivers, lot lizards most affected. True. No. Well, think about it. AI robots could revolutionize the prostitution industry. No humans even involved anymore. Just flesh simulators. Wow, fantastic. Wonderful.
So this was last week at an event in Miami. Tesla, a bunch of their robots out demonstrating various different tasks. They had one here, as you see, handing out bottles of water. and
Okay.
it failed spectacularly. But before it failed, something interesting happened. It's a very short clip. You'll see. See if you catch it. See if you notice something.
Chud, I think your optics are getting here tomorrow, so I should be able to get them out before I leave. Because I'm leaving on next Wednesday, so I'm like in a rush to get everybody's orders out. I should be able to do it. But to the one person I don't get your order out before I leave, well, he just got hit with a 2-week delay. I'm sorry. Oh, I was not expecting that. All right. You know what? I take it back. They can replace drunk retards at 3 a.m. They're already doing it. Wow.
Maybe
Now,
this
did
is
you
the,
notice? Did you
go ahead.
notice the arm movements?
It's like someone taking off a headset.
That's exactly what it is. Somebody takes off the headset, they
Mhm.
check out, the robot disconnects and falls over.
Well, it was off balance. So, and that's weird that it didn't even have any way to like balance itself at all. Like no individual motor skills, just being controlled by somebody else. Yeah.
Maybe we
Little
are in
oopsie.
the century of humiliation. Maybe it is real.
Yeah. Well, we hope it's a bubble. We hope that bubble pops along with all the other bubbles before it turns into some sort of, authoritarian hellscape, Cyberpunk 2077 style.
That bubble's just gonna keep inflating until one day it pops.
Yeah, Google bubble inflation, Rule 34, to learn more about this interesting topic. Well, anyways, what about Chinese rifles, guys? What about 34 years? How am I going to get my cookies done in time? I think I need more ovens. Or maybe, what if it was less cookies? Could I do a smaller number of cookies in 5 years? How many cookies could I do in 5 years? Maybe that's the more important question I should ask. Anyways, hello, this is China. Mark 416 is HK 416 is too tight. Tolerusy, too tight. We loosen it up for you real good. This is what do they call this? The QBZ 191. This is a fantastic new Chinaman's infantry standard rifle, and it looks to be a bastardized 416 upper, right? Short stroke piston, very HK 416-ish, with a Bear Creek Arsenal Gen 2 side charger. Interesting addition. And it takes rock and lock mags.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Take a long look, fighting aged males in the chat. This is whatever the QBZ rifle. Forget that
QBZ.
name. This is going to be QBZ. Sorry, this is going to be known as your battlefield pickup here in a couple years.
Dude,
your war trophy.
Do
you hate it, John, or do you actually kind of like it?
No, dude, I hate it, dude. It's okay. So
Is there a
here's the thing.
picture
Here's the
of one
thing.
assembled?
We have it. We have a full video breakdown of it, even better. Okay. All right. So they basically did steal the piston operating system, BCG, all of that from HK, which, fine, fair enough. That's what you want to do. Everybody loves piston systems, whatever. But then it's like, what if we had an M16A2 handguard on it? It's like, most modern militaries are moving to, M-LOK or other rail, and China's like, well, that's advanced manufacturing, and we would rather not do that for our military rifles for some reason. So plastic clamshell, fair enough. Will it hold zero with a laser? Probably not, but we're not giving our soldiers lasers, or at least most of them. And that's like integrated rear sight, because we still are AK-like for some reason. We want to maintain iron sights on all of our rifles. Okay. Fixed stock, AR style safety, and then rock and lock. Because what caliber are they still using? 7.62?
That looks like a
No.
7.62 mag.
No, it's a.
Is it weird?
Yeah, it's like a 5.8 by 42 or something.
Yeah, I know it is really strange that it's like, but all of our, you can get excellent optics from China right now, like fantastic on the commercial American market. And then they're like, oh, for our soldier, oh, we had no money for that. No Chinaman life is worth that much money. Damn, 5.8 by 42. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, so I was right.
I can't figure out if that accent is Chinese or black, John.
Dude, there are a group of, there has to be a word for black people, sorry, Chinese people or Asian people who act black. I'm gonna call them chiggas.
Oh yeah.
Blasian.
Blasian is another one, but I prefer chigga because it's more offensive. Chiggers, my word. But chiggers are super obnoxious, dude. Anytime you see a black or a Chinese person, sorry, jump scare, talking and acting like a black person, it's like you decided your whole family go die. But anyways, this is kind of like the guts separated. It looks great for 1994, right? This looks cutting edge in 1994. Modern fighting rifle, not so much.
It reminds me of the Taiwanese T91.
I mean, it looks like a mildly improved version of that, if you could even call it an improved version of that. But it's very similar. Now, I have to be careful with this because I don't want YouTube to absolutely murder me. So this is 7 days ago. This is allegedly the first time it's ever been shown, like, disassembled and talked about on YouTube or on publicly, right?
Is that Asian Jonathan Ferguson?
That looks like Bucky, if you ask me.
It does look like Bucky.
Yeah.
The fact that we're 2 hours in, are they still gonna flag it?
They probably will, but I'm just gonna make it. I'll make it smaller. Google video deflation, Jake. It'll give you some more answers. Just kidding. Don't do that. You try this rifle. See how you like it. Okay. It shoot the enemies are real good.
I recently got a new rifle.
Also, be careful because it's AI auto dubbed from Chinese to English. So,
and I'm wondering how everyone else handles their old rifles.
Ouch. Careful, Chinaman. Careful.
Of course, they're handed over after the shooting is done. Many people have this question. Why don't we just directly copy some famous foreign rifles to equip our troops? This would save research and...
You know, I mean, there's a reason the AR is as dominant as it is. It's just, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Wait, China's copying something successful? They've never done that before.
Well, I mean, listen, they've stolen the intellectual property for everything else. So why wouldn't they do it for their rifle? For their rifle, they choose to be unique. Okay. Okay, bro.
Trial and error costs.
Did you say Jew face or Two Face?
No, I said shocked Pikachu face.
Oh, Pikachu face. Okay.
Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. For example, we could copy the HK416. We did indeed copy the HK416, and during the copying process, we found that the HK416 is quite good, but it has a flaw. It's extremely sensitive to tolerances, and the overall design is quite different from the rifles we previously equipped.
Take a shot every time HK416 is mentioned.
HK416. So why not copy something like the HK416? So we copied the HK416, but we find that Tolerussi too tight for us. We loosened that Tolerussi right up.
Rifle that conforms to China's current national conditions, the operating habits of our soldiers, and our military doctrine, we really have to rely on ourselves. If the Soviet Union hadn't chosen to independently develop firearms after the end of World War II, but instead directly copied the American M1 Garand or the German STG-44, would the AK-47, a timeless classic, have been born? Therefore, China has always insisted on independent research and development of rifles. The culmination of this is the QBZ-191.
Oh, dude, didn't Sean Ryan just have like a literal KGB honeypot on his show? Like, wasn't that today?
Ooh, I didn't check.
Wasn't that literally today? Now, I would show her on screen, but it's not the honeypot that you guys want. Like, it's ran through, all right.
In my hands. If you guessed correctly, then you're right. The 191 is based on the AR-15 design. The AR-15 has a great advantage. Its barrel, bolt carrier, and buffer spring are all on the same straight line, making the mechanical model very ideal. Moreover, the overall structure is compact, and the ergonomics are also very good. Even Russia has produced many AR-15s for use as sporting rifles or competition rifles. However, the AR-15 also has a major drawback. The overall structure is too compact, and many parts are designed to be relatively weak. To strengthen these parts,
Hey, I mean, there are some improvements you can make to the AR design, especially if you want to get away from 5.56. You can make the bolts a lot stronger. There's a few other little things in there that you can improve, and some have, right? Some have iterated on that, but I mean, let me show you guys this. I'm sure every single person in the chat would instantly give up any secrets that they have.
Would.
All right. Oh, okay. Let's see. Do we have just a
Good.
yeah? Every single person in the chat is just yep. It's over. Anyways, this is my social security number. This is.
And people are
This thing-
spilling more than just secrets.
Oh no! Why would you say that?
You know,
it's
I
probably
bet
true, though.
Hawkeye knows her.
Yeah, Hawkeye dated her. I'm gonna make a
Honestly,
joke.
wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Yeah. Oh no. Very funny. But yeah, so that's a literal honeypot. Very, very funny. That's how they got all of their state secrets, because China do China things, and our representatives are. Wasn't it Eric Swalwell that actually had a Chinese honeypot?
Yes,
I believe so, yes.
among others.
And she wasn't even
Dianne
good looking, was
Feinstein.
she? She was like
Nope.
an ugly honeypot. That's
No.
tragic, dude.
Bang,
You're
bang.
gonna
It
sell
was
out your
very weird.
countrymen for some below average.
Well,
Or
Dianne Feinstein had a chauffeur, a private driver, who was also
my
a
face is
Chinese
made from Botox. True.
So,
Sorry, go ahead, Richard.
The honeypot that was on Sean Ryan's show absolutely looks like she is all plastic.
Yes. Well, I mean, think about it. It's your job to look attractive. So in the line of duty and getting railed, you modify your face and assets to be presentable to your target audience, right? And then 20 years later, well, here you are. More plastic than a turtle could choke down. You know what I'm saying? That chick got some polymer from a Glock. True. That's actually where they mine Glock polymer from, is Asian honeypots. They have a whole mine of Asian honeypots that they just keep extracting plastic from.
It will face the problem of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Therefore, our country's scientific research team designed a brand new rifle based on the AR-15 design,
Is that a
completely
Bible
redesigning
reference?
every detail. Ultimately,
China?
they created this Type 191
Yeah.
rifle, which is robust, highly accurate, reliable.
Well, so listen, Russia has the steppe, and the steppe people, like, there's a huge crossover with Asians, and she looks like that. Like, if you look at a Mongolian person, huge heads, like really wide face, and that girl absolutely has that. So if she's
Like Panzer?
yes, no, the mongoloid phenotype is, yeah, monster humans, absolute monsters of humans.
And also has good ergonomics and excellent expandability. Next, let's take a look at this
Google HK14 expansion
rifle. This rifle is equipped with a retractable stock. If you are
Oh, I thought it was fixed. Never mind. It looks horrifying. Like, I don't know how they managed to make an AR buffer tube worse. I don't know if that's a polymer extension or a full metal extension. But I mean, they somehow made the buttstock even worse than an AR. Because like the buffer tube is a weak point on an AR. Like those will break and bend every now and again. Like if you drop your rifle like really bad and you bend your buffer tube, I've had it happen on a couple different rifles where they literally will not cycle because the bolt just gets stuck like halfway back.
taller, you can extend the stock a little. If you are wearing thick clothes in winter, you can shorten the stock. This ensures that the distance is within a suitable range. Done. This rifle uses a double-sided quick-release mechanism design, which can be easily operated with both left and right hands. Done.
He means safety there. That did not quite translate.
Considering that most people are right-handed, the operating frequency of the quick-release mechanism on the right side is not particularly.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too. When you think about it, does it make sense to equip your average soldier with something that's actually good?
Well, that's been
Especially from something like PLA. No,
well
not at
until
all.
like that's something that like the US does is like the stuff that we have is usually really good. But all throughout history, it has been understood that for like large issue like weapons, they don't need to be very good. Like the British military for a long time, they had better options that they could give their soldiers, but they literally said they're like, we don't see why the average soldier needs something that's more expensive. like we could spend that money elsewhere. They just need to line up and fire. And this is like, during the time of like muskets and stuff.
Like humans are weird now, right? When it comes to Battlefield. Like, so if you watch a lot of Ukrainian footage, like it's miserable work. It's miserable work, right? So it's artillery to soften up, it's drones to probe and find people, it's armored APCs to move people from one place to the other, and then the soldiers can kind of get in and hold areas. But like rifleman to rifleman fights, not all that common unless it's like in or around structures. So it's like,
yeah.
So I mean, like, who cares really that your rifle isn't a 500-yard hit a dime SPR, GPR, CAG rifle? Like, you're going to be shooting at people from 30 feet away inside of a building, and it's going to be dark. And you're going to be hiding from drones 90% of the time. And you're going to be inside of an APC, and that's the only way that you move from one place to the other. Right? It's miserable stuff. So, like, the rifle is, like, not even tertiary, right? It's so far down the list of actually engaging people. You need, like, the bodies to hold a location, and that's really it.
Well, the rifle just really needs to be reliable, right? It needs to, like, do like a bare minimum, and if it can do that, it's fine.
Well, yeah, that's why the AK is so effective, right? Because these guys, it doesn't really matter unless you're doing something like hyper specialized for, whatever higher tier unit that it is that is actually going to be more likely to use their rifles in a way that it was designed to be used. But a lot of this stuff is sending people at objective until we hold objective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it good enough?
Well, yeah, it's like,
so long
especially
as it
if you have the doctrine of like, oh yeah, 30% casualties are totally fine. So if we're already writing off 30% of our force in a fight or to hold or whatever it might be, the more money we invest into each soldier, like the worse it is for us. Why would we do that? Of course not. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Particularly high. Therefore, the lever of the quick release mechanism is shortened, so it won't poke the shooter's right hand. This rifle still uses a traditional front hook, rear latch magazine. Pressing the magazine release button releases the magazine, and the magazine release button also has a small protrusion.
What's the other rifle that has that? I mean, it looks like a competition mag release on an AK. That's what it looks like. It looks like, I mean, there are like, it's a hybrid of everything, right? So it reminds me a little bit of a Galil, right? You have a recoil system, kind of from an HK416, also AR-15 a little bit, and we have the front end of an AK because it's basically worthless in terms of the handguard.
So we can release the magazine very easily with our index or middle finger. At the same time, this rifle also has a bolt hold open function. Currently, the bolt is held open. After we change the magazine, the thumb of the left hand is conveniently located at the bolt release button.
Wow, they finally made an improvement to the AK. I can't believe that the modern AKs haven't put in a bolt hold open. Not that it's like the most important feature out there, but I'm just shocked that it's like nobody has done it.
So
like not the
Zastava
AK-12
made one that was M70A, I want to say is what it was. They had specific last round bolt hold open, but with specific mags that would not drop when you remove the mags. They chose to not integrate it for whatever reason. Yeah, bolt hold open.
I like it for the average soldier because the average soldier is just like more retarded and less talented. So giving them one less thing to do before they can re-engage their rifle, or like a really obvious way to tell them that they're out. Because again, a lot of these like untrained people panicking, not realizing that they're out of ammo. Like it's just another thing. It's like one little helpful thing that doesn't really cost that much. And it's not really very difficult to engineer. Again, we've been doing it since the 50s.
Pressing it down releases the bolt. The charging handle of this rifle is located on the right side and is a reciprocating charging handle. Many people will ask why we don't use a non-reciprocating charging handle. A reciprocating charging handle. One major advantage is that its charging handle has excellent tactile feedback, allowing us to more easily monitor the current state of the automatic mechanism. For example, by simply pulling the charging handle slightly backward and feeling the movement of the mechanism, I can determine if it's properly lubricated and thus assess the
Skinwalker, Hidden Valley Ranch, no Cope AKs are the most proven combat rifle on Earth. I don't know what you mean by proven. If you mean by like wielded by the most destitute child soldiers, then yeah, it's the most combat proven because it finds its way into the most war zones for sure. As like the poor man's rifle because they can't get a real gun. But I mean, at that point, it's like the most prolific sites of all time are no sites, right? The most used is not a good metric. The most used is not a good metric.
Cheapest.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing kind of a change in that now. Like everybody that used AKs now uses ARs.
Well, it's like even in Ukraine, what do people want? They want an AR. They want good optics. What are they stuck with? Whatever they get their hands on, right? But if they had a choice.
Maintenance status of the firearm. This is something that a free-floating charging handle cannot do. However, some people might wonder why the charging handle isn't located on the left side, allowing for single-handed operation with the right hand while the left hand operates the charging handle. But in reality, this gun has a forward-leaning design, and its overall center of gravity is relatively forward. Holding it with one hand is somewhat strenuous, and if the charging handle were...
Spoiler alert, it's 8.5 pounds naked. Because China is so strong, we are #1. We work out so good. Our Olympic program has so many cheetah in steroids. We have less hair than Garantum.
Or on the left side, it would be closer to the body, making it less convenient to apply force. Generally speaking, on guns with the charging handle on the left side.
Oh, dude, did you guys? There was maybe it was you that sent it to me, Cody. But it was that there was like an arrow tribe attack on some some African village somewhere. It was like a tribe of local, like literally 0th century BC people that like haven't advanced at all, and they were attacking a settlement with bows and arrows. And Africa, what a wonderful place. Recorded on a cell phone, right? And these Africans are still murdering each other with bows and arrows. Just all right. Cool.
The charging handle is usually positioned further forward. Therefore, considering that most people are right-handed and have stronger right hands, the charging handle is placed on the right side. Moreover, when holding the gun with both hands, if the charging handle were on the left side, it might snag on clothing or equipment. Therefore, overall, placing the charging handle on the right side is better. Let's look at the handguard of this gun. The handguard of this gun has a cross-section that is wider at the bottom and narrower at the top. My hands are relatively small, but I can still grip it comfortably. The comfortable grip further demonstrates its excellent design. Furthermore, there is a small protrusion at the front of the handguard, preventing my hand from moving too far forward and gripping the wrong part of the barrel. Therefore, this is also a very good ergonomic design. Overall,
compared
the
to the
ergonomics
right
of the
part?
190.
Well, I mean, it's like, listen, handguard is 10 inches long, so that is way too long for us to reach our hand because our hands are not that big to reach around. Give a reach around to another soldier, make him very happy. Task Force stated rocks are combat proven because David blew Goliath shoot smooth off. His head just did that. Yeah, very true. Rocks, very effective. Very, very effective. Yeah, that does remind me of the design is very human. Will not burn hand on barrel. We give you hand guard to guard your hand.
91 are excellent. Next. Okay, now let's disassemble the 191. First, we'll remove the magazine. Then, we'll push out the side retaining pin.
Yeah.
After opening the upper and lower receivers, we'll pull out the bolt carrier group.
So, I mean, it has basically an AR disassembly, right? So there's a rear pin and then a pivot pin up front. The upper and lower separate. Bolt comes right out. Now, because the bolt and charging handle are one piece, that actually makes it a little bit easier than an AR because you don't need to like finagle the charging handle to get it out. I don't know. Some people like that. Some people won't. I don't hate the AR-15 charging handle because you really shouldn't be using it all that much unless you're having like some major issues. And then if you are having to use it, well, then, you have to deal with awkward ergonomics. But it seems like the whole piston system, everything else comes apart quite easily. Not particularly impressed for a modern fighting. I say modern, right? As if this isn't like 1980s technology.
At the same time, we'll pull the charging handle and rotate it to the side to release the locking mechanism. Then we'll remove the gas regulator. The piston and piston spring will also come out. For routine maintenance, disassembling to this point is sufficient. Next, let's disassemble the handguard. We'll rotate the side retaining pin and pull it out to release the handguard's locking mechanism, and then we can pull the entire.
I mean, that's slick, right? It's nice. Everything comes off really easy. Is that rail going to hold 0? Probably not. It may be good enough for some applications, but probably not. But the piston comes off really easy. The bolt carrier comes out super easy. It's nice.
If this was made by anyone other than China, like if this was like made by FN or like another gun manufacturer that generally has like a better track record, I don't know that I would hate this. Like the handguard is definitely like the part of it that I think is the weakest point of design. But I mean, it's really just like a 416 and an AK. I think that's really that's all it is. Just stolen technology.
Stolen and copied poorly.
Handguard out. Next, we'll give a systematic explanation of its gas system. First, from the disassembly process just now, we can see that the entire piston assembly can be removed from the front of the gas block. This makes routine maintenance easier, as it doesn't require disassembling the handguard. For example, with the HKC-16, the gas system can only be disassembled from the rear of the gas block, making disassembly and maintenance more troublesome. Moreover, our piston assembly has very few parts.
It is nice that everything comes out the front, a la the T91, which does make everything easier. On the T91, you don't even need to take off the handguard at all. It just all comes right out. Super easy.
The piston head and piston rod are integrated, and the piston spring seat and piston rear seat are integrated. The entire piston assembly only has 3 components when disassembled. It's very convenient.
So that upper is machined, so I don't think anything is really stamped or pressed in place. It looks like it has a relatively standard barrel nut that has like a bunch of different places it could be timed at. So like there's probably some timing that's involved, but not too much. It's a more modern design. It's a more modern design. I don't know what the big flat section on the barrel is for. If that's just to relieve some weight, because there's like a huge, I don't know if you guys can hear them blow it up. There's a huge flat section on the barrel. I don't know what that's for, if it's just for reduced weight or something, but not traditional fluting, that's for sure.
Now that gas block is not pressed on?
The gas block might be pressed on. I was talking about like the other stuff up here. Because it appears to have a standard-ish barrel nut, but maybe the extension is pinned in place, pressed and pinned. I mean, maybe there is more pressing components going on with the barrel. I always hate that. That makes everything more annoying. To actually replace it or to repopulate a barrel is super obnoxious. Where an AR, it's super easy. Nope, wrong button. Which one? There we go.
The installation position of the gas block is also very important. It can't be too far forward. Being too far forward will cause the piston rod to be extended by the bolt carrier, which is detrimental to its lifespan. It also can't be too far back. Being too far back will be too close to the high pressure area, causing the entire bolt carrier group's action to become very violent. Therefore, it needs to be installed in a suitable position. Our 191 has undergone extensive testing to ensure that it not only guarantees the distance between the gas port and the high pressure. After the propellant gas enters it, it expands fully before.
Gas expansion, gassy expansion. Don't Google that, Richard. All right.
To withstand a great impact, its structural strength must be very high. Therefore, this impact surface is also integrated with the bolt carrier. It's machined from a single piece of metal. We've also made numerous improvements to the impact surface, making full use of its space. Of course, the AR still has a relatively big problem. The gas from the burning propellant enters the gas tube, expands, and pushes the piston, causing the piston to immediately revolt. Another problem also arises.
We've got monstrous lugs, absolutely monstrous lugs. It looks like a quad lug or 5 lugs on it, almost more like an AK. So it's more like an AK bolt face. And we have an LMT lobster tail extractor. So we have probably dual extractor springs on either side, way bigger, way beefier. The cam path looks a little bit different. Just, it is, for a piston rifle, like that bolt is considerably more substantial than your average AR bolt. Interesting. Yeah, big lugs are based. But I mean, yeah, it looks like a copy hybrid design of a bunch of other stuff. And then what is this lever? I missed that. Is that like a retaining piece? Or like holding it in place? Or like an anti-bolt bounce? back that up for a second.
Piston rod will produce a violent impact on the automatic mechanism. Therefore, an impact surface must be set above the automatic mechanism. Of course, this is a driving function. In this case, the impact surface is partially eliminated. Because this impact surface has to withstand a great impact, its structural strength must be very high. Therefore, this impact surface is also integrated with the bolt carrier. Its machine.
Or is that just like a cutaway?
I can't tell.
Because in the white picture, where is it? This is all still here. So I think that's a cutaway so we can see what's going on. But that must, while it's in the full extended position or in the backwards position, this lever must like push down and provide some mechanical delay. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a delay device, which is interesting.
Something to retard the fire rate.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be something like that, which is, I mean, that's a novel way to do it, to actually make it push against and like lift up a cam surface right before it unlocks. So there's another mechanical delay. Out of battery safety. Okay, possible. Interesting. Yeah, but I mean, it's an interesting design. I like the extra lugs on the bolt, the bigger extractor, lobster tail extractor, much like an LMT, right? Bolt carrier, extremely simple, right? Extremely simple. I do wonder what type of buffer system they use. So I'm going to skip forward and see what else we're looking at. Okay, so it looks like, show me the front again. So yeah,
it's like an AK lug.
Yeah, well, look at it's instead of 2 lugs, it's a 4 lug, but those lugs are nutty. It's like we have lugs, yes, please, yeah, 2 of them. Okay, yeah, so it is a cutaway on the barrel. I couldn't tell what that was. It's a cutaway on the barrel. That it's probably, as Cody mentioned, demilled. All right. Integrated bolt hold open in the upper receiver, a la Aero EPC9. Very interesting barrel extension. Weird feed ramps. Okay. That looks like a nightmare to machine. We have a AK trigger pack. Okay, so we have like a cassette style. I don't know. All right, that's different. And then a plastic handguard that indexes off the upper receiver and then has a single pin up front. Does it hold 0 with and an integrated iron sight? I didn't realize it was actually integrated to the handguard itself. Does it hold 0?
It better. Maybe. It better.
Maybe. Although
I think with that
Chinese
recess,
military, doesn't the Chinese military use digital night vision?
I think they do.
Oh my god!
You see, they have that recess up in the top left, though. That may just be like an indexing part.
Oh yeah, no, like that's like Geisley Mark 16 rail or their Super Duty system where it indexes with the upper receiver.
That may be their at least the designer's excuse for like, well, yeah, see, it'll index and hold 0. Well, see, there you look there, you can see like underneath. It almost looks like.
Well, because I wonder if it like slots onto the gas block and then it's supposed to index on the upper receiver. So if it's like in theory, it's supposed to be hold 0, but the tolerances have to be really tight.
Maybe because you can see there's like that secondary, like interior.
Well, this is a metal or steel is what it looks like, and then this is like the handguard is pressed on top or something.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if there's maybe more, maybe there's something that it also indexes on.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it then indexes right onto the gas block itself.
Yeah.
Right. Or onto the, I don't know if this is the handguard retainer here. Or if it has something else.
Obviously, it'd be easier if like we could look on the inside, but like, is there anything that on the inside of the actual handguard, does it index to the top? Oh, it's just an AR buffer.
It looks. Yep, AR buffer basically with a little bit better retaining pin.
Maybe an AR-10
like a step
buffer.
Pin.
So maybe a little shorter.
Yeah, I think it might be a little shorter. But is that aluminum extension? So they made that aluminum extension huge. If that is an aluminum buffer too, which I'm pretty sure it would have to be.
Maybe they got like a secondary compartment in there.
I'm gonna see if I can. Let me see.
The inside of this sight also has a layer of metal. This essentially reinforces.
So you can see the notches in the handguard that fits into the notches in the gas block.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, though, I don't think they care about free floating. You know, they don't care about the accuracy of 2, 4, 5 MOA, whatever it happens to be. I don't think that's a big deal to them. But, you know, for a modern rifle, you would hope that its rails hold 0. Maybe they'll all be fitted with GBRS Hydra mounts, so they don't even worry about rail flex. It's a possibility.
Forces these screw holes. Further ensuring the precise positioning of these side rails, the handguard is secured at the front by a pin installed on the barrel, and at the rear, a protrusion engages with a groove on the receiver, achieving a secure fit.
Yeah, so the pin goes in this notch in the gas block, the front lugs lock into the gas block up front, then you have the index pin on the upper receiver. If there was a way to like tighten it down, then maybe that wouldn't be a terrible way to mount a handguard, because I mean it is interacting with, you know, press fit components in your upper receiver. It's not terrible. But yeah, I mean, also it depends on what distance you're shooting, I guess. But for the average PLA soldier, good luck, bro. Godspeed out there. All right, well, listen, we had some other stuff. We have Nick Fuentes on the thumbnail because we were going to talk about Nick Fuentes, 2A takes, and a few other things, but we're pushing up on time right now. We are going very, very quickly. I've got jump scared again by Garand Thumb. Damn. Well, we have
amazing photo.
Maybe, I mean, if we have time tonight, anybody who needs to take off, feel free. I don't mean to take up everybody's Friday night, but we're going to go through some of the support. And if we have time afterwards, maybe we'll check out some Fuentes 2A takes. How about that?
Yep,
Sounds good. I'm here all night, boss.
I'm going to hop off, John.
You sound tired, Jake.
Did you fall asleep?
Good night, Jake.
Okay. Thanks for having me on. Everybody have a good night. Christ is
Good night,
King.
Jake.
Very base. Christ is King. Thank you, Jake. Have a good night, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Well, actually, we are going to get to Ko-Fi because I saw somebody absolutely insane over there. Huge ass on Ko-Fi says, can't make it to tonight's stream. Here are some shekels for your disgusting SIG optic habit. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Jake needs Culver's Goyslop to continue. True. I think we have a song for that, actually. Where is it? Oh, did we get rid of it? Where'd it go? What? Is it in background music?
I work at Culver's and I've got your shake. There is a man who comes almost every day named Jake.
That's good. Sephardic Psycho. Sephardic Psycho on Ko-Fi says, I'd bully the crap out of Dan Crenshaw. I'd move his eye patch over to his good eye so he's blind and then give him a wedgie. Then I'll hit him with his own arm and say, quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Little bit faggot, pussy, traitor, Jew, dick sucker. All right. Whoa. All right. Honestly, you sound like Dan Crenshaw, although Dan Crenshaw did threaten to murder somebody. So step up your game. Paulie over on Ko-Fi donates $110 in a reference to his favorite number of countries people have been kicked out of.
Come here. I can't fix you. No one can fix you. You are a broken, subhuman piece of trash. A garbage person.
Wow. That insanely generous, Paul. I appreciate that, sir. You are crazy. A few hundred unexpected dollars dropped into my account from my employer. Well, good. I'm glad that happened. And then you decided to share the love, which is very appreciative. Not even sure why. At any rate, Merry Christmas and God bless you and your family. Donation amount is entirely random, platonic, and not at all symbolic or aspirational in any way, shape, or form. And again, that was $110 from Paul. Well, thank you very much, and God bless you. I hope you have a great Christmas season, and I'm happy to hear you got a bonus. I hope everybody gets an unexpected several $100s this Christmas season. Lightspore, rape Sunny to death, says both Sean Ryan.
What?
That's his name on Ko-Fi. Says both Sean Ryan and Mike Glover are I can't speak. Are Island Asian mixed, and it shows. We all know us jungle Asian mixes are going to Agartha. All right, so we have some Asian on Asian hate.
Dog,
All right.
I don't know who told you jungle agents are going to be in a Gartham, but you're going someplace else, bro.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Light Spore, rape Sunny to death. Drain Pipe becomes a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. Thank you very much for that, sir. Appreciate that. Ridiculous says China has their own tactical aftermarket industry, just like Russia with their AKs. Look into the Type 79 SMG. I do as I am commanded. Type 79 SMG. If you want to see some Elysium looking guns, I'm sure the new gun will be fine, and no, small arms don't matter. Artillery, missiles, and drones do. Okay, so this is the Type 97 SMG. Wow, that looks horrifying.
That is something else.
Yeah. All right. This looks like poor country coded. All right. This is not like us coded weaponry. It's like,
Almost vaguely reminds me of that one CIA drawing of their drawing of the AK from memory.
yeah. It's like this is vaguely gun shaped. Vaguely gun shaped. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me see here. Okay, over on YouTube. Moonman for 5 says the least gay thing in the military is the infantry, and unfortunately, we have to share it with Trench, so it's still gay. That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Is what it is. Well, speaking of gay, actually, people were asking for this, so I might as well show it. People wanted the Focus Tracks channel, which you can go to. And it has all of the, not all of, sorry, not quite. That would be very, very false advertising. It has some of the intro music. So you can listen to your favorite songs in the background. All right. How low can I make that? There we go. Saddam Hussein for 2 says Goober's group is SEAL Team 6. Enough said. True. The Lightsport for 2 says, wait, so we can threaten public figures? Not quite. You have to end it in Minecraft, or you can pull a Sam Hyde. Vandalay for 2 says Danny depth perception added again. Danny lack of depth perception, that's for sure. But again, check out the Focus Tracks. Link that again for everybody if you want to actually listen to some of the intro songs while I'm working on getting them up. Thank you, Art Vandalay. Appreciate that, sir. Moonman for 5 says, per my last email, Senator, or whatever you are, here's a gif of an anime girl saluting Hitler. Yeah, I'm sure our representatives love getting those messages. They're very funny. You know, that's the thing. People don't want you to know this, but yeah, your representatives' emails are free. You can send them as many emails as you want with all sorts of funny little gifts or whatever it might be. You know,
you can also send them phone calls.
Yeah, but I feel like memes and gifs are funnier. Saddam Hussein for 5 says, I finished a big jar of Parmesan cheese. At least I'm not black. Wow. A full jar of Parmesan cheese, bro. That's something else. A Garthamaxing right there. Cheese pilled. Chud McGill for 2 says, let's spam Crenshaw with incredibly gassy vids, Richard. That's disgusting. I'm sure that will turn him off. Or maybe it'll turn him on. And that's even more disturbing. Moonman for 5 says the Tom Core aesthetic is working on a toxic yaoi edit with our man on the inside, Twench, to really blow this whole thing wide open. Blowing things wide open, huh? Dan Crenshaw just got really excited there at the idea of blowing things. Deer Hunter for 5 says, update to my last chat. The baby has a heartbeat. Mega based. Christ is king. Only a false alarm. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank the Lord indeed. God is good. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you, Deer Hunter. Lightsport for 2 says Dan invested in the Hawk Tua coin. Well, I mean, yeah, you never know. You never know. I mean, maybe the Hawk Tua was how he got the $4 million in the first place, right? You never know.
That is possible.
Not only possible, it's plausible. Nunzatoki 1839 for 5 says, now that you're posting songs, next please post the clips you have on speed dial, such as the classic What is good about this optic? What do you
I
mean?
because you don't understand.
Care. No, again, I don't fucking care, brother. Come on.
Okay,
I don't
great,
fucking care.
but
What's
just
good
keep
about
going.
this optic?
I love it when the camera shakes and he gets all blurry because of it's like hitting his keyboard or something. Oh, that's good. That is a perfect clip. Same vibe actually. The more I think about that and the Ben Staker clip have the same vibe.
Stop screaming until you admit I invented logic.
Same vibe.
It's a man's natural flow state.
Polly B for 5 says, don't even like Dana White, just want Dan Crenshaw to take the L. You're talking Dana White and Sean Ryan lookalike competition. Just want Dan Crenshaw to take the L. Go through financial. Oh dear, I can do this. Exsanguination in Minecraft. I'm surprised I got that word the first time. But thank you, Polly B. Appreciate that. Trying to trip me up on a Friday night, no less. Fat ugly man for 5 says Crenshaw is an dork. Republicans totally unwilling to wield power. Newsom, 1,000-year Reich starting 2028. It's over. True. Newsom is starting the Fourth Reich from what I've heard. Many Black Sun edits with Newsom. Polly B for 10 says, so you're saying I'll just be able to look at early life? No, Neo. What I'm telling you is when you're ready, you won't have to. True. Once your vril is high enough, you don't need the early life section
Just
anymore.
pure instinct.
Pure Hyperborean instinct.
If you
Kicks
feel
in.
like you need to check it, you're already there.
Zandico for 2 says GT's fiance sells gnomes at farmers markets. All right. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, I know the gnomes are in my walls, but other than that, I mean,
It's like a
Moonman.
CIA activation phrase. Something.
Moonman for 5 says he was considered just having better genes and being tall and having hair. Should have done that. I have even seen men who wear glasses, which is very gay. Yeah, dude,
Dang.
wearing glasses. That's I would never. That's super cringe, dude.
I'm
Real
ruined.
Cringe. Yeah, I know Logan's also wearing glasses, but you can't tell in his PFP, so don't make fun of him for it. Have you tried being blind, bro? Lightsport for 2 says 500 milligrams of test and Anavar will make you feel great, by the way. Well, yeah, 500 milligrams of test will make you feel great. I mean, TRT is like 80 to like 140, right? So 500 is, you're blasting, bro. You're cruising, bro. And Anavar you can take anytime you want. That's the great thing about Anavar. Subarctic Psycho for 2 says GT looks like a thumb now. Nice hair, bro. Dude, actually, somebody sent me a meme and I should put it on screen because it is so funny. And by funny, I mean terrible and probably a little mean, but it is funny as well. So, oh no. Dear. It's so annoying to transfer photos from my phone to my PC because it's like I'm going to email it to myself, which is tedious. I can't type, so it makes it awkward when I misspell my own email address.
Minor spelling mistake.
Well, listen, there are some funny ways you can misspell focus trip and get it to go to weird places. All right. Here we go. Once my internet stops crashing out. Thank you, Subarctic Psycho, for the 2. Appreciate you, sir. Blood-based for $10 says the amazing thing to me is that he posted this on the internet, which, yes, is in reference to the Wigger, the GT Wigger coded. But it also it reminds me of this, and this is a fantastic meme. I don't know who made this, dude, but it's so good. Thank you, Bloodbath. I appreciate that, sir. Zany Cooper 2 says, tell Trench to leave my boy Cody alone. What's he doing to Cody?
Trench was calling out 110 SAS actual for something. I'm not sure what.
On his YouTube channel?
I think so.
Or for being a Glock shill, or
I'm not sure. I think I saw something earlier about it. I didn't look into it though.
Now that sounds more real. Okay, that's what I need. Yeah, call out 110 SAS and we'll Oh, okay. Well, it's got to be in his latest video on PSA, and 110 Sass has, although he's criticized PSA before, so actually I'm not sure what he's on about. Although, it's kind of par for the course in a lot of ways. I'm usually not too sure what he's on about a lot of the time. Where did that photo go that I just had like 1 second ago? My gosh, I have too many tabs open. Fine, scrub that one. Randy reviews it for 5, says Trench Grenade has stolen valor again. Video on my channel in 20 minutes. Well, we watched your video, Randy, and we found it lacking. We want real drama, okay? We want meaty, girthy, juicy drama so that we can enjoy it, okay? Thank you, Randy reviews it. Sandbox Grenade for $5 says hair transplants are gay. Be a man and shave it off. Side note, hey, hair transplants fail quite often. Just ask Joe Rogan. Man, I don't know. Is your self-esteem really wrapped up in a superficial physical thing like that, where you're like, I'm going to spend what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 grand to, have somebody else's hair transplanted onto my scalp and fingers crossed that it works?
I think in Granthem's mind, it's worth it because it gets him more sex.
Well, although do ripped bald rich guys not get laid?
I don't know, but
Like,
look,
are
Grantham goes through him quick, so he's obviously like what he's done has worked for him, and I just think like an animal, he doesn't really know why he does what he does. He just knows that he has to do it.
That's a good point. Like just based animal instinct.
Like I have to have hair to breed.
must breed, must have hair. Drain
That
pipe
comes
10.
in his hair.
We got Samson has a hair transplant to get his strength back. Drain pipe pretend says the old Cyclops is back at it. I see, back at it again. Yeah, Dan Crenshaw always stepping in it. Justin Carlin 6540 for $20, which is incredibly base. Thank you very much, sir. That's very, very kind of you. You get Candace for that.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
I hate that clip so much.
I need a longer version of that for reasons. Roast 86 Blackout. I love you, and so does KB. Well, listen, 86 Blackout is for retarded faggots with way too much money who think that they're cool operators, but really are basement dwelling dentists with way too much money on their hands. They're never going to go hunting with it. They're never going to actually use it for something relevant. It's going to be a talking piece at Christmas dinner parties while they, suck off a homeless guy behind Wendy's because that's how they get their kicks. Okay, there's the 86 Blackout roast. Okay. How about that? Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. I hope that was worth $20. Thank you. Pete from Texas for 5 says, I pour my white monster into a peach monster can because she won't let me put my white monster in her monster peach. Many such cases. Many, many such cases. Maybe that's what Grantham is trying to avoid. Just Some Space Cowboy for 5 says, Jake, you should not be using your race mixing pass on AOC. True. So many way better examples out there. I mean, come on. I'm right boy for 2 says, Richard, picture I sent you. Excuse me.
On it.
Okay. Thank you, right boy. Space Cowboy for 5 says, having finished my updated M4 build, I just realized how crazy our M4 replacement programs are when we could have just put a free float rail on it, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, the U.S. military and procurement's like as much fun as it is to make fun of other countries like China and Russia for their military fiascos when it comes to procurement. Our country's really not that much better, okay? I mean, a little bit, but not much when it comes to replacing things in a sensible manner or time frame or cost or reasoning. Rad's Arms for 5 says, plot twist, GT's ex won his hair in the divorce and he needs to go for the classic Hulk Hogan look. I mean, yeah, you're you're a fine looking jacked dude who's rich. Like the hair is like very tertiary to most people out there. At least I would imagine. Jeez. Wait, do we have a
good?
Is that a swastika on Hillary Clinton?
That is Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Hillary Clinton. Ah, that's good. I hope that doesn't get my channel a strike. I hope my my dreidel hat cancels out the swastika on that. Hopefully the YouTube overlords don't notice that. Lightsport for 2 says, can Trench and Randy make great T-Rex arms? Wow. That's a lot of meat to go around there. Moonman for 2 says, to be honest, put a VTuber on instead of Trench. Yeah, no, Moonman, I'm gonna reach out to that VTuber and be like, hey, I have somebody that really, really wants to cross streams, so to speak, and they would love it if you would come on and talk history and guns and fun stuff like that. Plus, Richard wants it. Thank you, Moonman. No, it wasn't Kirsha. It was Remy Remix. It's on the end of the Lucas Botkin stream. Zandico for 2 says, Trench needs a sponsor at Advanced Hair Restoration. Listen, if you're gonna lose your hair, be a man. Lose your hair. Okay? It's fine. Don't hold on to it. Don't cope. Don't seethe. Don't bald. You know what I'm saying? It's fine.
Well, hold on. But didn't Grantham have Keeps as a sponsor at one point in time?
Well, when, if you have a combination of bad genetics and exogenous hormones, well, then, yeah, it could be a problem, right? Maybe Keeps wasn't enough to keep his hair. Polly B for 10 says, I respect Trench. Polly, I know you got a big bonus this year, but keep it for yourself, bro. Come on. I appreciate it, but, buy some presents. Give it away to charity. Do something fun with it. I respect Trench because he has a white family. One white family too, not 2, 3, or 4, kind of based. Is indefatigable. Is that a word? Indefatigable. Does that just mean like unending, like you won't be able to fatigue about putting out videos? Indefatigable in pumping out hot takes. Indefatigable. I don't know how to pronounce that. Indefatigable. I don't know. Cool word. If that's a real word, it's cool. But pumping out merch and is utterly unself-aware or totally aware and owns it. Stolen Valor owned that too. He's like, yeah, I lied. So what? Sabardic Psycho. We're all chuds here. Sabardic Psycho for 5 says, Trench versus T-Rex is like watching the special ed kids throw hands. It's hilarious. Very true. Thank you for that. Thank you, Sabardic. Combat Wombat 1488 says, Trench needs to help me with new corner chairs. That's indefatigable. Thank you. I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Combat Wombat. Amrite Boy for 5 says, Trench versus Randy. Too long, didn't read. Trench says you're fat and slow. Randy says Trench is a fence sitter with USPSA Stolen Valor. Basically. That's basically how that would go. Ollie B for 2 says, shut it down. It's too late for that. Moonman for 5 says, this technology will only get more powerful. Yeah, if you aren't willing to past tense billions to make it not happen, you can, in fact, stop the signal. Yes, with enough violence, all things are possible. Moonman for 5 says, what do I want more? John to keep talking about Rule 34 or this Chinaman rifle? Where is Emoko? Emoko's got a life. Friday night, all right? Friday night. I hope they're out having a wonderful time. Lightsport for 2 says, Jake, feet inflation when?
We're working on it.
Yeah, the serum is almost ready. Thank you, Lightsport. Moonman for 5, we're actually going to sell Jake's feet water. It's going to be, how he's like, they sell like e-girl bath water or whatnot, but we're doing Jake's feet water. I think it's going to be the next big thing.
It's going to call it the toe tears.
Ooh, that's good, actually. I'm going to
missing out on the opportunity to call it dog water.
DAWG water,
dog water and toe tears will be the smaller size.
Vitamin enriched dog water, dude. Yeah. Safe for human consumption.
Safe for human consumption. Water,
I will turn on my overlords for a few of these Chang, or just like for a coupon to Waffle House. Moko. Is the Moko in here? Fine. GT, did you send me something? Let me see. You guys are making me look at all this stuff.
Yeah, Rad saying something.
Oh, that's funny. Where did you send it to me on? Did you send it to me on Discord or on Instagram or is it in memes? Oh, did you tag me in it? Dude, there are so many places for me to look. It's easiest for me, honestly, if you just gross. If you just post it in on Discord so I can save it direct to my computer. Let me see. No, where did you send it to me, Rads? Rads, where did you send it? Rads, where'd it go? I can't find it, Rads. Moonman, thank you for that. I appreciate you, sir. Judd for 2 says this rifle might compete with the M16A1. True. Very true. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Judd. Appreciate that. I think it's neck and neck in terms of features. Amorite Boy for 2 says still more attractive than T97. All right, guys. I think it would be really funny to get T97 on a stream. On an end of year big panel stream, best and worst of 2025. I think it would be very funny to have her on.
She would. All I got to do
I
is.
don't think it'd be hard to do. You can get her on here.
Yeah,
pretty
all I got to
easy.
do
She
is
would
send her
absolutely
an
do it.
invite.
But it would be, I think it would be very funny. The chat would hate it, absolutely, which would make it very funny to me personally. Because as much as the chat tortures me, like I feel like they deserve it in return as well.
Tell her to cover up, though.
Rad said he texted it to you.
Put pants on or something.
I'm pretty sure she would do much worse than show her toes. Oh my gosh, that's good. Okay, fine. I can pull this up. You put it on your Instagram. Okay. That is very good. And it is exactly what should be done. This is the correct move, objectively correct move, in my opinion.
That is hilarious.
It triggered a fight or flight response.
Amazing.
Day one.
This is probably not far from what it's going to actually be here. In like 20 years.
Oh no, dude. Brother.
This is after he finds Christ again.
Then Christ. Thank you, Amorite Boy.
I cheated on my wife. Look, brother, you don't want to go down that path.
Wives. like 3 at this point, bro. Moonman for 5 says you can make a more expensive, better rifle for a guy who didn't finish high school, or you can buy an aircraft carrier or a new artillery system. Yeah, 6-7. Thank you, Moonman. Moonman again says the most effective rifle is the one in the hands of a competent white man. Usually the case. Yeah,
He's got a
usually
point.
the case. It's the engine and not the arrow or something like that. Subarctic Psycho for 2 says world's first AI designed gun. AI designed very human, designed for human soldier to be set into front line to die for China. Thank you, Subarctic. Moonman for 5 says, simply get me some of these and I will find a way to break it and we shall all get learnt together. Yeah. No, I don't think we're ever going to get one in America or, not for sale, but it would be fun. Zany Cove for 2 says trench video, internet, fan rifle nonsense. Trench making a silly video? No way.
He's never done that before.
I feel like I could really, really farm this where I just watch trench grenade videos on stream. Like Friday nights is only whatever videos Trench has made in the last week. And we just rake in like $1,000 every Friday night just reacting to Trench Grenades videos because he puts out a video every day, sometimes 2 videos a day, right? So it's infinite content loop. It's literally infinite content, infinite money glitch. It's meta.
Even more so
Meta
whenever
breaking.
you have him on here.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Every other week we have him on to debate his hot takes, right? And then, yeah, it'll be a good time. Or whoever he calls out that week, then we also have on the show. Yeah. Thank you for that. Stealth for 2 says made breakfast for dinner. Based use of free will. Appreciate that, Stealth. Rad's Arms for 2 says check out my GT meme. Nope. Not going to do it. No, thank you. Oh, is that the name of the video about Cody? Excuse me. Am I gonna have to check this out? I don't want to check this out. Where? How far back? Oh, it's this one. Oh, but he's holding a gun the whole time, so I can't react to it.
If you've ever been told by the internet that you need a CQB rifle, general purpose rifle, field rifle, and special purpose rifle, or you're going to get killed in the streets, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. Today, we're going to be discussing go-to-war rifle philosophy and how to not fall victim to YouTube consumerism and the things that actually matter when choosing and training with a rifle. If every single viewer...
I mean, it's a base topic because, yeah, he's 100% right. People just shovel slop all day, every day, dirty civilian, and you know the YouTubers that are just walking billboards. That's all it is, dude.
To be fair, though, this is coming out of the mouth of the guy who is doing burn down videos.
That's a genetic fallacy. That's a genetic fallacy. Just because the place the argument is coming from may not be the best doesn't mean that the argument itself is bad. All right.
Right now, we're to hit the like button. That would defeat the algorithm god and let me know that, yeah, you're tracking a lot of the things that we're going to discuss here today. Leave your combat llama emojis down below and let me know if you have ever fallen victim.
All right, not stolen
Sleep
valor.
paralysis demon.
Not
dude.
stolen valor, dude.
To the, well, I need to go out and get an 18-inch because I need to have long range capability. Well, now I need
18 inches. Oh.
to get a CQB rifle so I can have a perfect home defense gun, and on and on and on the nonsense goes. So where do I want to begin this? The first thing I want to begin with is guys that have multiple different builds probably are not even training with one rifle. Let's shoot a little bit and we'll continue.
No, we won't. No, we won't. Can we fast forward? Go back to talking. Go back to talking, Trench. Just talk.
That llama enjoyer. If you don't have a special purpose rifle, you're going to get killed when you have to take that 700-meter shot. Well, spoiler alert, a lot of guys that own...
I do love the idea of the sniper rifle, the civilian sniper rifle, where you're like, listen, in the apocalypse, I'm going to be alone on a hilltop with a advancing horde of 700 people while my family runs to the mountains, and I will have to engage them at this distance and stop them from attacking my family. So I need to make sure that my GPR, SPR, DMR sniper rifle is prepared to take these shots in the apocalypse. Sure, bro. Sure. I like that too. It's great. It's a great story. You should write that sometime.
And use multiple different builds. What they're doing is we'll take...
Yeah, Trench just randomly keeps showing guns on stream to stop me from reacting to it. He's like, no, get it off the screen. Well, it's a BCM 11.5 with a EXPS 3 or XPS 3 because it's the low mount version of it, right? The EOTechs are still got a flow through can on it. That's good. It's got the EOTech. I mean, I would put, some sort of light on there, but it's got the sling with the mag pull offset, which I really like.
Does he not have a light on the other side?
Did it not have a light on it? I thought it. Oh no, it does. Never mind. I'm retarded.
Has a Surefire?
Has a Surefire scout light on it. It's good. It's a go to war rifle. It's all you need, son.
Weeks later, they're going to change up the whole build. So they may have a CQB.
Gosh dang it, Trench.
He's trying to.
How dare he show guns off in a gun-related video?
Bro, yeah, you gotta stop, dude. You're not making my... Okay, think about the content, Trench. Come on.
Training with it. They're going to go out one time. They're going to shoot it,
dude,
and then they're going to change it up.
You can show guns on a live stream, but if you touch them or move them, it will at random trigger the YouTube AI and kill the stream instantaneously. Kill the stream, it's gone, it'll never be back up. It is very obnoxious. And that includes watching YouTube videos, which is stupid. Because you'd think it's on the YouTube platform. Of course I can watch a YouTube video on a YouTube stream. Like, duh.
I think the AI can't tell the difference between like what's being streamed and then what's being watched.
Well, I mean, probably, but I mean, it's like literally in the YouTube player, YouTube box. You'd think this would just like be pretty obvious to it that this is pre-recorded and fine. I mean, like, and it's not even true though. That's the thing. They selectively enforce it because like a news station on a live channel, like you show police footage live and they're all handling firearms. They're all doing that all the time and they'll never get hit for it. So it's very, very selective. I feel like there's a tier you can get into, or if you have a conversation with a YouTube rep, you can, if you're big enough, you can have like your channel on a special setting. Not for me though.
So that is the first thing. Guys that are telling you that you need okay, go get your dedicated CQB build, they're not even doing it themselves. They're not even training on it themselves. The next time somebody asks you or tells you, hey dude, what's your special purpose rifle or your field rifle or your general purpose rifle look like? Ask them the simple question. Have you attended a course with that gun? Have you attended a match with that gun? Are you even validated to tell me anything about that? What's your education level on this? Even if it's just internet education, ask them what a minute of angle is. It's an angular unit of measure. Ask them what their holdover or hold under is at different ranges. Ask them what a bullet drop compensator is. Ask them what the 3 types of ballistics are, internal, external, and terminal. Ask them what cartridge they're using and why and what fragmentation distance is on their bullet. And a lot of times,
all that sort of stuff is tertiary. I mean, I don't care if somebody like, let's say Matt Pranka can tell me what an MOA is. I don't care, you know. I don't care if he can really tell me like what bullet he's using and why and what's his favorite round. I don't really think it matters all that much, right? I mean, skills and application. That's really what you need to, like, there are so many grug-brained operators out there that are like literally retarded, but they do their job extremely well, right? So I don't think that somebody needs to like understand terminal ballistics at 300 yards to be able to explain why he likes his Mark 18 for home defense. Like, I don't care. Also, it's for the most part, it's all fantasy, right? It's all tact to fashion stuff. So like, you like it, you're good with it, you practice with it, you train with it. Cool. Who cares?
I think it's also like a certain degree of how serious someone takes their own setup. Like you become a lot of a bigger target for ridicule and criticism if you're like, oh yeah, I'm so set, bro, you know, I've got my scar in 308, nothing, I can't be stopped at all. And it's like, you know, you seem like an idiot. Like just that, like that entire like mindset and behavior is just silly. It's like, dude, yeah, like, okay, you know, like, hey, I've got my rifle set up. This is the limitations of what I can do with it. And, you know, I'm not going to be going out and looking for trouble.
Yeah, sometimes it's not that deep, bro. Sometimes it's like, I like this rifle. It shoots nice and I'm comfortable with it. So it's my home defense rifle. That's it. It's that simple, you know, whether like the fact, if you haven't used your CQB rifle at 400 yards, like, I don't care. It doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, what this really boils down to is there are a lot of other tertiary factors that might be important, but what's really cool is being good with your stuff, right? In whatever application you think of. Just be good. Just like practice with it or something. Now, does he actually call out? Does he actually call out? That's crazy. 11:20 to my neighbor's house. Fair enough. Does he actually call out 110 SAS on this or no? Because I thought that was the point of this video, but I'm waiting for the call out.
I don't know, man. I can't keep up with Trench's videos anymore. I need to watch.
No, does he not? He does. What part? Later in the video. Okay, well, that's what I want to get to. Does he call it? Does he show a picture of his? He shows his combat llama again. I showed you my combat llama. Please respond.
Please respond.
Shows you my rain can. Hello, how do you do, fellow kids? You like rain, kids? Where does he call him out? Zany, tell me. I don't know. I'm half sloshed. Okay, thank you, Zany. I appreciate it. I don't want to watch the whole video. I just want to hear him call somebody out.
If they can answer all those things, you're going to find that they know everything, but they don't actually even go to the range or go out and shoot and train with the gun, right? So what I would like to tell you guys for this go to war rifle philosophy, things that you should understand are how your rifle performs. And so, but the point is, and LPVOs are stupid. I could go down a whole rabbit hole on that. The point is.
What did you say to me? LPVOs are stupid. What?
Them fighting words.
1v1 me on Rust, bro.
Don't fall victim to, because there are certain channels that I've seen recently that are like literally posting the perfect CQB, the perfect go to war, the perfect field, the perfect special purpose. which I can see is useful.
I looked at the transcript. He didn't call him out. I literally controlled F'd in the transcript to try and find it, and it wasn't there.
If a guy is living in an environment, maybe they're living in a wooded environment.
I did.
They want
I did 110 and SAS, and so he doesn't call him out by name. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to look for.
11.5, right? They want an 11.5
Yeah, 11.5, baby.
because they live in a wooded environment. They want to be good at all things because 11.5 is the best barrel length out there. Yes, I mean that. For a suppressor host, of course. But the point is a dedicated suppressor. But the point is, the next time somebody tells you anything about what you should or should not do, weigh your options. How often are you going to be able to train with said item? Okay. How often are you actually going to shoot it? Is it too heavy? Is it actually meeting the use case? I could venture that 99% of you watching this right now, whether you live in a city or whether you live in Montana, 99.9% of you would be perfectly set with this pistol, the exact way it's set up, in the exact configuration with a magnifier in an assault pack. Period. Okay. Throw an EOTech magnifier back here or change this optic out for a rifle combat optic. You know, I go back and forth, but this right here is my main squeeze the vast majority of the time. And what I can tell you is if 99.9% of you had a build very similar to this, I think you would be better off than jumping around, doing all this Instagram, internet consumerism. Or
It's just the thumbnail. You had me watch that video just for the thumbnail. That's it.
Mods ban this man with hammers.
Yeah, mods ban this man.
I'm literally killing Zanico right now. This is not in Minecraft. This is in real life. I'm literally going to kill you. I'm going to find you, Zany, when you wake up tomorrow and you're no longer drunk, and I'm literally going to kill you with hammers. It was literally just a thumbnail. That's all.
Bro, who's a white claw drunk at that? What is wrong with him?
He's white girl drunk right now. No, of course, Trench is not wrong per se. It's nice to have a rifle that does the things, and skills are more important than being a tactical fashion dude. Not tactically fascist, that's different, but tactically fashionable. Okay, well, we're going to end with this because I didn't mean to go down that 30-minute detour, but here we are, Zanico.
Your execution.
Somebody kill that man. All right, so this is a clip this was going around from Mr. Nicholas J. Fuentes. Now somebody asked him, hey, great talk with Crowder. Can you expand your take on the 2A? I swear I'm not a libertarian, but you truly don't have rights if you don't have guns, or something to that effect, right? And then the response from Nicholas is that basically it's not worth anything. The Second Amendment doesn't really matter. It's people get all wrapped up in it like, oh, I'm going to take on the government with my guns. But as he says, I couldn't use my bank account. I couldn't board a plane, and I was completely no platformed. And you're telling me the guns were going to protect me. Now, this is a pretty common complaint among people that are not necessarily super pro 2A. And this is going to piss some people off. But yeah, the guns by themselves on an individual level don't really do anything. The Second Amendment, the First Amendment, these things are tools that work really well in a just, moral society. However, that's not the society that we currently live in, right? So for instance, if a judge can say that you've committed a hate crime, or like even in Nick's case, right, where somebody shows up to his house and because he interacted with them violently, even though they were like threatening to him, he's guilty of like it's some misdemeanor crime, and he has to do like community service and anger management and pay a fine and a bunch of other BS, right? So the Second Amendment
have a 2A anyway because he lives in Chicago.
Yeah, I know. And obviously, like, it's not part of his repertoire or of his culture, right? Being Mexican and all. But yeah, and there is some truth to that, right? On an individual level, the Second Amendment, like holding your Taurus or your high point to your chest and thinking it's going to save the day while you're broke, poor, destitute, childless, is really irrelevant, right? And the government is happy to give you your Second Amendment rights, but they've made it impossible for you to have a family, to be successful in life. So basically, you can have your Second Amendment, die alone and childless, and you have the same result anyways. You're dead and gone, and they've replaced you demographically, spiritually, right? And that nation is no longer the same, right? So the 2A does matter, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. It is a very important tool for us to use, right? Because much like the First Amendment is a very important tool, that both sides use against each other. So, for instance, the left will defend their freedom of speech while attempting to take yours away. Right? So, it's very, very careful. These are tools to be used against each other. In a polite, just society, right? These things would be very, very important. But as of now, I view the amendments and the Constitution more as tools, because the left uses the Constitution as a hammer against you, right? The Constitution is only important when it comes to stopping us from having borders, when it's important for stopping people from speech or like abortions. Like, that's the only time these people actually caring about the Constitution is to use it against you. So I say, if these are the rules of the games, well, we just have to use it in the same way. It would be very nice to have, universal principles for everybody, but that implies that everybody has universal morals, that has cares in the same way, that has some sort of ethical foundation. But the truth is they just don't. They want to use these things as tools against you, and it's your job, if those are the rules of the game, to use it against them.
Well, I think too, right? Like, your constitutional rights are stripped away the moment you become a felon. And that really is just like, it's just, you just write a certain law that, like, oh, jaywalking's a felony, or this type of speech is a felony, or this or that is, a felony, and then they use that as a way to take your rights away. I'm of the opinion that once you're freed, you should be given all of your rights back if you're safe enough to be let free in society. It's not going to stop you from getting a weapon and continuing to be a terror. Like, we see it all the time. People get out and they continue to do bad things. But I think in the case of like Nick, he's a very big target, right? It's one thing to, like, for Nick to be deplatformed and to not be able to do these things, but largely the Second Amendment is for everyone, including like the most common man. And when these types of things start happening to the most common man, that's why you have the Second Amendment, right? That's when it's time to say, hey, we do have this right to arm ourselves. And
right, but I think the right itself sounds great and it's super important, right? But if all the left has to do is be like, oh, by the way, as we have 6 states with anti-Semitism laws, it's like, oh, by the way, anti-Semites don't get guns. Oops, sorry, we love the Second Amendment, just not for you.
Well, and that's what I mean, is it's like, it's conditional, right? It's not an absolute. It's not an absolute right if you can write into law the deprivation of that right.
Or even as in Nick's point, like, oh, you can have the Second Amendment, sure, but you're poor. You'll never have a house. You'll never have a family. You'll never actually progress as a human being. So there's they've taken everything else away from you. They've ruined your country. They've given your country away to people to whom it does not belong.
Yeah, they
and
weaponized.
Your Second Amendment has not saved you from that. People say, oh, look how bad Europe is. Look how bad it is now. Like, Europe is 80% white. Your country is below 60%. So the Second Amendment might be very useful, but it hasn't saved us yet, right? It hasn't protected us yet.
And I think that's the other aspect of it, is that treason has largely not been levied against the people it should be, right? Like, the people who have been ruining America for the last 100 years have gotten away with it for the most part. And they've not been held accountable. And if they had been, maybe their predecessors wouldn't be so bold, or wouldn't be able to pick up where they left off, right? No, I'm sorry, not predecessors, but the people that come after them. But largely just if you had the same things happening in society 150 or 200 years ago, Like the punishment would have been a lot more socially passed down, if that makes any sense. It wouldn't stand.
You think what would oh, hey, Tom posted in the chat. What do you think a pride parade? What do you think the punishment for such a public act of debauchery would have been in 1850? Right? You know, we used to tar and feather our politicians, okay, but that spirit is mostly gone, and it's kind of sad, right?
Yeah, I think that good men need to start getting into politics again. That's the only way that we're ever going to see any real change.
Well, and so that's kind of why I tend to agree with Nick in this specific case, is that the Second Amendment is not going to save you if you just that's it. That's your only thing. Is the Second Amendment will save us because I have a gun. It's like, yeah, but your country's actively being given away from you, being taken away from you by not even by force, right? You're allowing it to happen, right? So what should you do, right? What's the actual alternative? The 2A, like even the Constitution, right? It's a piece of paper that usually just gets used against you. It's a cudgel against good people is what it tends to be used at. Just whoever is in power is whoever gets to interpret it. So what should you be doing as a young man? Because we're 99.8% men on this channel, which means that there's statistically 0 women in the chat right now. Well, you should be thinking about, how do you protect your future? How can you create a family? How can you create wealth? You should be thinking about how to get ahead and to be in a position of power within society, because the other people, the other side, has absolutely taken power through all of your institutions, local, state, federal. And so you need to be thinking, how can I combat that? To do that, you need to, unfortunately, acquire currency. As they say, disregard women, acquire currency, build yourself up, and then negotiate from a position of strength. And if hundreds of thousands of good men do that, then you can actually achieve really good societal success. However, if you just sit back in your chair and, you know, you goon and you game and you say, well, I got my guns and that's it, well, you just let your country go even further, right? To the point where the guns aren't really that important. The guns aren't important if you do not have any sort of societal power or the will to use them in any meaningful way, right? I mean, listen, if 50 years go by or 100 years go by and the last 10% of good people are like, hey, we really need to get together and do something, well, too bad. It's too late at that point. It's already over. So you need to be trying to acquire, you know, peacefully. You need to be trying to acquire power and currency now to get the good ending in life, get the good ending in society, not just for your own life, but for the life of your children, your progeny, right? Yeah, so Shadowforce says 2A could save you. And of course, day to day, like, of course, 2A is very important. Like, it's super nice in South Dakota, constitutional carry. It's fantastic. Best state for that sort of thing. Although they are one of the few states that has an anti-Semitism law. So they're not great about everything. So that actually might get me in trouble at some point in the future. You never know. But 2A, very, very important. But I'm talking like societal level, right? Societal level. Okay, in society. Just the Second Amendment isn't going to save you. And it's also important to remember that the founders of our Constitution wrote it for, as they said, white men of good character. I think it was Christian white men of good character. So doesn't work so well in other cultures. They're not as enlightened. Jim Eagle says, my wife is in bed next to me snoozing. Mega based. Does that count as a woman in chat? No, she's not active in chat. Doesn't count. If they're unconscious, it doesn't count. Am I right? Right? Am I right? Doesn't count if they're unconscious. Okay, but yeah, that's a good place to end it. We're 3.5 hours in. Amrite Boy for 2 says, Nuttin did it better. We want him on here soon. Soon enough. We'll get him on. Why not?
I think it's retarded and gay. Okay.
Chud McGill for 2 says, remember, an M16A1 is short than a home defense 590. Oh, you mean shorter?
Yeah, shorter.
Yeah. Well, listen, me and my saw can do wonderful things in terms of barrel length. Okay, just don't tell the ATF. Moonman for 10 says the 1,000-yard sniper rifle is a fun hobby and has no actual use unless you are trying to be the most based Fed poster possible in the vague area of a power substation or senator. Yeah, I mean, if people really wanted to cause what's the right word, chaos in the US, power grid is very vulnerable, let's say, right? There's books written about this. Fun stuff. Jim Eagle for 5 says, who's T97? I'll have you know I have a NJP for talking shit about wooks, females in the Marines. Oh, is that a slur for females in the Marines? Wooks? Huh. Interesting. No joke. I'm your 304 stomper. Never feed the wooks. Good to know. Well, I'm not a wook feeder or a wook enjoyer, I suppose. Strapped LB style for 2 says, what's up, my biatches? Not much, homie. Just enjoying the Friday night stream. Hope everybody else is as well. Stealth for 5 says, Mr. Guns and Gear is rocking the smooth look. GT should let life just roll. It's inevitable. Embrace it. It happens, bro. It's like getting white hair. Okay, I already have gray hairs. It's just fine. I'm not gonna dye my hair. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard. Men dyeing their hair because they're afraid of a little bit of age. Like, all right, bro. It's like you might just at that point just get Botox, get your lip fillers, get your BBL, bro. Go for it. Okay, slay queen, slay. Strapped LB style says, like people who have nods and lasers and don't own a house. Well, it's again, if you don't have a family, you don't have children, like they don't care what you do because you're already dead. You will not carry on any danger into the future. You and I think in here and now, week to week, month to month, year to year. These people think in decades, centuries, millennia, right? So you being a good little consumer with all your guns and gizmos, single, alone, destitute, irrelevant because you're going to die and go away. You're going to not be a problem anymore, right? So while you're a quote unquote threat because you have your guns, over a long enough time span, you're nothing, right? You're dead and gone, right? Their goals move on long after you and I are gone, which is why it's important to do something beyond just yourself. Thank you, Strapped. Appreciate that, sir. Polly B for 2 says, feel bad just for noticing, or for just noticing. Is that a cello? Yes, that is my wife's cello. I don't play cello. I play everything else, but not cello. Thank you, Polly. Appreciate that.
Rabbi cello.
Yeah, that is Rabbi cello right now. Amrite Boy for 2 says, sudden Hillary Clinton became on topic. Little bit. Amrite Boy. Subarctic Psycho Pretend says 3.5 hours. I'm tired. Good night, John. Have a good weekend. You too, Subarctic Psycho. I appreciate you, good sir. Have a great weekend. God bless. Moonman for 10 says the 2A only benefits a man alone if he's a crazed gunman. Based, by the way. But if you have literally like 4 friends in an ambush situation, you can defeat a local PD. You don't need to fight a standing army. Well, right. But like, what about the Second Amendment specifically allows you to do any of those things? Because like, you know, retards in the UK are able to get their hands on firearms, right? They're able to 3D print things. So like, even if like guns were made illegal tomorrow, a crazy person can still do crazy based things, right? A 4-person team of people can still do those things. It might be a little bit more difficult, but in the world in which we live in, like the line between, you know, 2A and like European countries is not that far apart. Like people that want to have things can absolutely do things. It's the political will, so to speak, right? And we're very blessed to make it very easy for us. But the flip side of that is because it's very easy for us, we take it for granted and we say, okay, well, we got our Second Amendment, so we're good. We let everything else fall away and our country is in literal shambles owned by foreign entities. And we're like, but I have my Second Amendment. There's great gay pride parades and trans people dancing in front of children in the streets, but I have my Second Amendment. It's like, you know, you're not saving the country with that. It's not fixing any problems. There's other problems that we have to fix rather than just that. Strapped LB Style says 2A is for tyranny, period. You say that as if like, you know, by my Christian perspective, the country doesn't murder 600,000 babies a year in a satanic organ harvesting ritual. And they sell the body parts off to be used in medical research for all sorts of evil purposes. You say that as if our government isn't infiltrated by pedophiles and owned by foreign states. Right. So it's like 2A, but we got the 2A though. It's saving us, guys.
Were you aware that Congress earmarked several $1 million for what was supposed to be medical research, but ended up being just purchasing, quote, fresh, never frozen tissue samples from HEK 237 cells, which is human embryonic kidney cells, which the kidneys don't develop until I forget how many weeks into the third trimester.
Yeah, when you look into these companies actively saying that, oh yeah, we sell baby parts from abortions, and 97% of all abortions are elective. They love it. It's a great business model. Hard to come by parts. Yeah. Oh, it's great. Moloch and Ball have never been happier. Moonman Pretend says if Nick was a man, he would appreciate that if you have nothing, you can literally do what you want with a gun. A man who has nothing should be dangerous, not whining that someone took his Twitter. Yeah, but that's the thing too, Moonman, is a lot of times these lone gunmen do more harm than good as well. Like, it's fun to Fed post and be silly about, weird, wacky things happening, but if somebody does something and then everybody else gets punished and you set your movement back a decade, like, congratulations, you did nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, it wasn't even accelerationist. It was like defeatist at that point.
True accelerationist is
because like a reverse thing of that is the Charlie Kirk assassination. Like, the Charlie Kirk assassination progressed us a decade, right? It pushed us forward. It radicalized us. It was good for us. Which is tragic to say, right? That somebody had to be murdered for that to happen. But that is absolutely what happened. So the same thing if one of us did something against some left-wing politician, it would be good for them. It would, what's the right word? Unify. It would motivate them. It would, it would unify them, right? So it's a dangerous game to play. Strap W Style for 5 says our country is fact until lobbying is made illegal and term limits. Dan Crenshaw would literally kill you for that, for insinuating term limits are important. Thank you, Strap W Style. Zanico for 2 says, I'm back. Your timeout powers don't work on me, gypsy. Oh, was somebody calling you a gypsy, or were you calling somebody else a gypsy? I mean, both based. Strap W Style for 2 says, Focus Trip, your wife ain't here either. LOL, she's in the basement, dude. It's also past her bedtime. Please. Thank you, Strapped. Chud for 2 says, 1 second Asian massage reviews is helping me in chat. Okay.
1 second Asian massage review sounds like it.
That's some talent right there, okay? That's quick and easy, as they say. Moonman for 5 says, most substations have cameras, but only on the equipment. Just don't get close where the cameras will ID you. Pro tip for Moonman.
Additional pro tip, most cameras that use infrared do not pick up facial features if you have a headlamp on, like a basic LED headlamp.
Why wouldn't you just wear a mask, bro?
I mean, you can do both.
Also, why are we getting like 5 yards away from these things before we shoot them? We have guns. Strapped for 10. Sean Ryan said it's best a armed movement has to include states. We need the governors and the people in those states, or we're just armed domestic terrorists. So this is something that people like to think about revolutionaries as like peasant revolts, right? As individuals. That is usually not the case. Usually, there is some combination of a grassroots movement, right? That's the base level. A industrial wing. Those are your rich people. Those are your backers. Those are your donors. Those are your political elites. And then the top of all these revolutions, almost always, like 99% of the time, is current military leaders or just former military leaders. Almost always. The American Revolution, top echelon, former generals, fighters, all that sort of stuff, backed by the industrial wing. Important, powerful players, merchants, tradesmen, financed, right? Then you have the grassroots movement underneath them of all the individuals. That would be us, right? So people don't like to think about it that way, but it is not just a bunch of us getting together and being like, oh, time to overthrow it. It is a counter-military action a lot of the time by trained professionals, generals, leaders, political elites, financiers, industrial wing, everybody else below. That's usually how that goes. And that's how it was with America as well. That's how we were formed. So yes, I totally agree. Yeah, it's usually very Fed posty, but it's usually the government transferring power to another government. It's the military doing the hard work. I mean, think about Julius Caesar, very similar. It was him doing it again, his backing, removing the Senate, and then his soldiers underneath him. That's how it is. Almost always very powerful military person takes charge. Paulie B for 20 says it's a bitter pill to swallow, but yeah, 2A doesn't save us from anything. It barely saves us from diversity. Well, and that's the thing. It's like you can have a 2A, use it, go to jail for the rest of your life. It's like we've had this conversation in chat before where if people see somebody beating up somebody else or stabbing somebody else or pouring gasoline on somebody else, a lot of people in chat say, oh, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. I'll go to jail. I'm not stopping them. I'll go to jail. Right? Look what they did to Daniel Penny. They almost got him on murder charges for defending an entire subway full of people. They almost got him on murder charges. That has a chilling effect from good people actually utilizing their tools. So again, they'll give you a 2A, but they won't allow you to use it. Right? Or if you do use it, you get to spend the rest of your life in prison. Oh, by the way, they flooded your country with foreigners. They have destroyed the housing market. It's impossible to have children. Oh, by the way, if you put your children in schools, it's all gay, tranny, story time hour, and all this other stuff, right? Just the Second Amendment on its own is not enough. It's great. It's good to have. It's glad that we have this tool. We should absolutely utilize it to its max. But it's just that by itself is not enough. You got to be holistic. You got to be a Renaissance man. Got to be good at everything. 2A doesn't save us from anything. It barely saves us from diversity. But what really saves us ultimately are friendly judges holding the reins of power. Collectivism is the way. Yeah, being an atomized individual might be cool for a lone wolf event, but it is absolutely not going to change the course of the nation in any meaningful way. It has to be some sort of political or paramilitary movement. Thank you, Paulie. Appreciate that, sir. That's it, Paulie. You're giving away your whole bonus, man. But I appreciate it. But thank you. The Last Bean 2A says John challenging chat's belief on 2A. I mean, I don't want people to be lazy, right? Because people think that we have this thing. It's a good blessing. We should use it, and then that's it. Right? Okay, job's done. It's like, no, it's not. We got a lot. Like, imagine if we got a win in the NFA with getting rid of tax stamps or getting rid of at least the cost aspect of the tax stamps. Like, that's a win, right? But that's not fixing any core problems with America. So if you're like, 2A win, we're good to go. It's like, yeah, and we're still giving, $350 billion to Israel, and we're still, mucking around in all these other countries, and we're still importing these people that are ruining our job market, our housing market, our healthcare system, our school system, literally everything. Oh, and we're not dealing with any of our domestic issues or the suicide rates of different people or abortions or, there's so many things that we still have to fix. Where just like the 2A is a very small part of that. But I thank you, The Last Bean. Moonman for 5 says the only revolutions done by the poor and badly almost every single time. You need your own wealthy kid enjoyers to defeat their... you don't need the pedotypes, right? It's not always that, but you do need rich, powerful people backing you. You have to have that type of money. Usually these types end up being like that, but the money has to come from somewhere. It's usually like even whatever revolution you want to think about, it's usually bankrolled by someone or something. It's not just like 50 peasants woke up one day and were like, we want to overthrow the government. Like, these are plans that are, long reaching. Thank you, Moonman. Jim Eagle UC for 2 says, heck, 293 was the basis of my COVID refusal/discharge.
Yep. Yet they used the human embryonic kidney cells to grow the mRNA vaccine.
Always do, yeah.
And
no, it's mega based. Take a stand and just say nope, don't care. No, thank you.
Yeah,
nope. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Good on you for taking a stand. Revolutions are done by middle management against the old elites. Yeah, some truth to that. A few top guys, and then you do still need the grassroots movement, of course, but it's not just like a peasant revolution. Very rare. Strapped LB Style for 5 says, I'm ready to do my part, but it has to be real. No Proud Boys Hawaiian shirts, shirt shit, lol. Yeah, so well, a lot of the times they do these Fed events or these Fed groups, and they're meant to curtail any sort of aggressive action or aggressive movement or some sort of movement in a positive right wing, whatever sort of direction it might be, depending on who's in power, of course. So they use these to curtail these groups, right? So that they can control, co-opt, shift the narrative, do as needed, rather than having a real, true, right wing, left wing, whatever it might be, right? These are disruptors. They're not real. Thank you, Strap. Appreciate that. Strap again for 5 says, it will be a real revolution. We will all know when the time is right. So far, democracy is struggling, but still in play. Well, yeah. When it's real, it's real. When it's not, it's not. But what should you be doing right now? Well, you should still be exercising your Second Amendment. You should be training. You should have what you need to have just in case of emergencies, of course. But you also need to have like all your other supplies. You need to be working on yourself, getting yourself into the best financial situation possible so that you can have a family, but also most importantly, so that you can help others, right? Because just being like, this is something that I want to get into in the next year or 2 years, right? So imagine I get to a point where it's not just about me being successful, but I can make other people successful. I can help them do their things. And you can have an actual right-wing movement that has motion, as the kids say. All right. And that's what I want to get into. I want it not just be about myself and my own personal finances. Who cares about all that? But if I can actually lift up other people, the right people, be very selective in that, I think that could be a very powerful movement for good among the type of people, the right people, right? Thank you, Strap. I appreciate that, sir. Oh, all right, guys. Damn, you guys would not let me leave, but I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are insanely generous. Well, with all that out of the way, Renan, what do you got going on, homie? Sorry, what's that?
Not
Richard?
much.
Ko-Fi?
No, I looked at Ko-Fi. Okay. I don't think well, actually, we might have gotten one new. Let me check. No, we're good. We're clean.
Okay.
Renan, what do you got going on, sir?
Oh, not much. Just I got some barrels that I'm gonna throw into some uppers here in a little bit. So
anything good?
Yeah. So I've had them for just a little while, but there's some barrels I got from Borelli, some Ballistic Advantage barrels. They had a sale where all the barrels were half off, and if you bought a barrel, you could get another barrel, and the cheaper of the 2 barrels was free. So
okay. There you go.
I got like an 18-inch SPR barrel and like a 16-inch stainless steel 416 nitrided barrel. So we'll see how that works out.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Good luck
He
with
got
that,
some
sir.
new hair. Look at that.
Wiggers
I can't
go
tell
hard.
which is Garantham at this point.
Can't hold a real wigger down. Logan, what do you got going on, sir? I know you had a little bit of a rough time, but I hear you're trying to make things work down in California with a match. What are you doing down there, bro?
Yeah, gonna be shooting a match in undisclosed location. But yeah, it'll be a USPSA match going on tomorrow. So
heck yeah,
that. Never thought I'd be shooting that in California of all places.
Yeah, California USPSA match. Just don't ask, right? Just don't ask, don't tell.
Pretty much.
What are you shooting down there, if you don't mind me asking? As soon as I say that, I then ask you the question: what are you shooting down there?
My Staccato P.
Oh heck yeah, totally on roster legal handgun.
Very
Richard, what
legal.
do you got? Richard, what do you got going on me?
Tomorrow I've got a video coming out from the T-Rex, or I'm sorry, the Lucas Botkin. I am horrible. The Lucas Botkin interview.
Dude, I did the same thing. Dead naming Lucas is so hard not to do.
It really is.
Like really Lucas is. Of T-Rex. Nope. Nope. Not correct.
Well, I was making the thumbnail for the T-Rex Ben Steger thing earlier, so that threw me off. But yeah, I've got a video coming out from Lucas where he talks about new training and ranges and all that fun stuff coming out tomorrow. So if you guys
check it out. Just put that in the description. I'm going to go ahead and put the focus tracks in the description as well for all you fine, lovely degenerates as well. I'll actually, while I'm here, just in case, if you aren't in the Discord server, You should be. I'll put that link in the description for you all. And with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, hanging out. I hope you got. Sorry, what?
We got.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't on the comment, so I didn't see it. Moonman for 5 says, just put Shud and I in office. That would actually solve most of my problems. I would happily delegate a sizable chunk of my legal affairs to Moonman and Shud. I am retarded and don't know how to run for office, but I will pass tense millions, which is half the problem right there, dude. Richard will be our campaign manager. Yes. Yes. Very true. Very true. Well, thank you very much, Moonman. I appreciate that, sir. A little bit of a heavier stream. Interesting stream. 4 hours of it. Jeez. Pushing a record. Losing my voice. Dude, we still didn't get to the Nick Fuentes Piers Morgan interview. Probably we'll just let that lie for now. But listen, gents, I hope you had a great time. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, watching, supporting, because without some of all y'all's help, it would not be possible to continue to do what I do. I hope you enjoyed the video I put out today. A real video from this channel. What the heck?
Yeah,
do I even do that anymore? Not real. Fake news. But anyways, gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Merry Christmas and God bless.